Who wanted the baddest?
I didn't know you could cook up like that.
Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, shit, they alright, but we a little rougher. Step up for the title and face your rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, that can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest?
I didn't know you
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BBO Boxing coming to you live and direct as we cover UFC. As you guys all know, UFC is not necessarily my forte, but I definitely want to do better covering combat sports overall. Because, I mean, to tell you the truth, it seems like the UFC does a terrific job of putting out some of the best fights. So I definitely got to do that. I definitely got to do more covering the UFC. This is a big fight tonight. I mean, I think it's a title fight. And the cool thing about it, man, when you're talking about UFC in general, man, Dana White and the UFC promotion team does a good job in these matchups. You usually don't see too many overmatched guys or nothing. Salute everybody in the building. Smash the like button. He said, oh, man, I thought D3 would be cooking BBO. You a goofball, man. I'll say this. I don't know my man D3 supposed to be coming through, but I'll say this, man. When it comes to boxing, when it comes to combat sports, I think it's all the same. So this is a big fight. I'm excited to see it. I can't wait to see who does what. I mean, it's always, for me, it's always great to get a chance to see the best, fight the best. And one of the cool things about the UFC, more times than not, you're going to get the best fight the best. So that's one of my favorite things. I know a lot of you guys heard the good news that T1 Tank is supposedly going to be having a fight real soon. Salute to my brother A1, salute to Tay. Salute to my man Case of Boy. I got you, Case of Boy. I'm on my phone right now, but when I get to my laptop, I'm going to get you rinsed up, my brother. I appreciate you coming through, man. But like I said, this is going to be a big fight, man. I'm excited to see what happens. Who you guys got winning this one? This is one of the ones where I can start seeing both guys fight a few times, but I never really seen like too much, at the championship level. So I'm excited to see who wins, see who does what. But I tell you what, man, I was wondering, will we ever get to see John Jones in the dog on Octagon again, man? When I thought about John Jones, they say gonna be out another 18 months. So you talking about 18 months, something like that. At 36, 35, 36, that could be the end of his career. I hope not, but it's very, very possible for this to be the last hurrah for him. So on top of that, John Jones has been very inconsistent, hasn't really been, doing like he should. As right now, we're watching this fight. Uh, hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to get the screen together for me so I can see this. We got Lopez in the ring right now, so that's a goofy haircut my man got. I could have did that little haircut. Yeah, that's the goofiest haircut I think I ever seen. That's UFC for you, man. I don't think I ever seen. That's got to be the worst haircut of all time. I don't think I ever seen a haircut. Oh, he beating this kid to death. Whoa, wow. The dude with the horse pony haircut just beat him to death. Oh my God. Only in the UFC, you'll see something crazy like this. Oh, they got my president in the house. They got Don. They got Big Don in the house, man. They got Big Donald Trump in the house. UFC been doing a real good job, man. Wow, he beat that dude to death. That was a quick knockout, man. I know if I was in the house, I'd be pissed. Yeah, the UFC. I didn't see the other guy's name. I just seen Lopez, the dude with the. I didn't see the other guy's name. Oh, he hit him, beat him to death real quick. That was crazy. Super my man, Josh Sanders in the building. Super my man, Case of War. Yeah, your boy Trump is in the house, man. He been in the house, man. You know, after being in court all day, it's nice to probably come out, man, see what's going on. But I tell you what, though, man, the UFC, man, they know how to put a show together. They really they know how to put a show together. And whenever you watching a UFC show, it seems like you never get you never feel like you're getting robbed, man. Like I said, my man in court all day. Bet it's nice to go ahead and get the one body ringside. I think that brother's from Brazil. It's funny, man. Everybody I was saying from Brazil be black as the street. Diego Lopez versus Pat. That was a quick fight, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I hate that Monster Energy drink. He said he been in court all day. Hey, you gotta think of that, bro. This brother been in court all day long. He could come on and say UFC fight. Oh, they got my boy Joe Rogan in the house. Look at Joe Rogan, man. I never seen nobody like him, man. This brother failed at so many commentating gigs. Now I got the biggest podcast in the world. That's crazy. So he must be speaking Portuguese or something. They got a translator in the house. But what my man say, John Jones will fight. Yeah, that was over quick, man. That looked like Case and Boy fighting somebody, man. That was a quick beat down. That was a quick beat down. I don't think, it's funny. I can't think of I ain't seen a fight that quick in a long time. Except for when they beat my man James King to death. He said, RIP Joe Rogan, you sick, man. Boom! You see that hit overhand right? Man, he smacked him crazy, clean. Lopez must got some hands. Got in there and beat him to death. Hey, what's going on, Ted? They got the queen of MMA in the house. What's going on? Did you expect a fight that quick?
No, I didn't expect that quick.
Dang, that must have.
Well, it's MMA. Anything can happen.
I mean, that was what, 5 seconds? Like somebody tweeted, Lopez is a beater. Wow. It must be that prime drink. You know, that prime is from Cleveland, Ohio. It must be that prime drink. It's got to be the prime. He said, I don't see no one beating John Jones in Octagon respectfully. Justin. Yeah,
Hmm.
goofball, man. I'll say this though. The UFC, man, they do. I'm telling you, they do a really good job of putting on better, good fights. Cause one thing about boxing, we don't get these kind of fights. You know, where they all
Well,
pretty competitive.
yeah, I need to just not just tune into the UFC. There's other organizations as well. There's the PFL. There's one championship. So it's not just the UFC.
Hmm. Ain't the
I mean, I
ain't
mean,
the
respect.
PF?
I mean, respectfully, because I am a hardcore MMA fan, so I watch all different types of organizations. It's not just the UFC. There's other organizations as well.
Yeah. I say this though. Is that hold on? Is that was that is it PFL? That's the one that Ngannou was in.
Excuse me for 1 second. That's Professional Fight League. Yes, PFL.
Yeah. I did hear about John Jones supposedly wants to go to the PFL and fight Ngannou. I think he'd break Ngannou's neck just off his wrestling ability. What you think?
Yes. I feel that John Jones, he's definitely the better skillful fighter. The only thing that he doesn't have is power. I mean, he's good at knocking people out and wrestling people, but it's Ngannou that has the power.
Yeah. He said you think he gonna get
Ngannou is the harder hitter, and with John Jones, definitely the wrestling is going to take into play because Francis has been practicing on his wrestling, but John Jones is the better wrestler and the better submission artist. Um, just with Francis, he's the better striker. He has the power, but John Jones is just skillful all over. But I really feel that this fight definitely needs to happen. As you know, this fight is just too big to just ignore, and this is what MMA needs right now. As a hardcore MMA fan as me, this is what MMA needs, and I'm hoping by next year, by the end of next year, because I don't know how long John Jones is going to be in the UFC. I don't know how many fights that he got left, but um, I mean, it's no secret. I mean, John Jones was at the PFL for other reasons, but we saw him and Francis talking, and you know, they did talk behind the scenes. And this fight is just too big to just ignore. We need this fight. This is what MMA needs right now.
yeah. I don't know. You know the funny thing is I never would have thought somebody would say John Jones don't got no power because it seemed like he be kicking the dog out of people.
I didn't say John Jones doesn't have any power. I'm just saying when it comes to power,
Yeah.
Francis has the better power than John Jones, but it's not going to take an effect because John Jones is just too skillful. And even though Francis did out wrestle
Hmm.
Cyril Gahn, you have to understand Cyril Gahn, he does not know how to wrestle.
Mm.
So if you're thinking that Francis can out wrestle John Jones, you obviously don't know MMA. He's not going to out wrestle John Jones.
This dude is sick. I'll say this. The thing I always loved about John Jones is, he kind of remind me a little bit of a Canelo, where he kind of came up in like two different eras, where he's like, popular now, and he was like really something special when he was young. So, and I just hope that we get to see him more because he be off the ring so long. I've never seen a guy so inactive, man. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, we were supposed to get Stipe versus John Jones, and I believe after what is it, Sergi versus oh God, what's the name of that guy? Aspinall. Whoever wins that fight, they would have to see the winner of Stipe and John Jones. We are going to get Stipe versus John Jones next year, and
Yeah.
whoever are the winners, they're going to go and fight for the heavyweight UFC belt, because that one right there is like a I don't know, that's like an interim belt that
Oh, okay.
Sergey is going to be fighting for. Because John Jones is the heavyweight UFC champion, but you know
Yeah.
John Jones is injured right now.
I wonder why he went up to heavyweight. I thought he was pushing it at lightweight. So
I
I
mean,
don't know.
John Jones was at light heavyweight, but he moved up to heavyweight.
Yeah, I
You
was
know,
saying I wonder why because I mean it seemed like he was pushing it to be a light heavyweight. So
well, he's daring to be great. So I mean, he had the belt at light heavyweight, and he wanted to prove people that you know he could be a champion at heavyweight.
yeah.
Was somebody making fun of me in the chat?
No, no, I'm just A1 is brain dead, so he just putting goofy stuff in
Why is he saying that
the
I'm
chat.
sounding like I'm 5'2"?
No, you're a goofball. No, he just talking. He just be an A1. But it's funny. I seen a guy washing
Please
cars at
don't
the
make
gas
jokes about
station.
me.
I seen a guy at the gas station washing cars. Made me think of A1. He had his squeeze yell and all that. But I'm actually when John Jones got that loss, was that a no contest? Or how did he get that loss? Was that a disqualification or what was that?
What do you mean? With
I know
John
he got it.
Jones?
Yeah, John Jones got a loss on his record, but I've never seen him lose. Was that a disqualification? That's why he got the loss, or
I know he lost to somebody, and yes, he has a disqualification. Well, he has been popping dirty, and you know, I,
Mhm.
I mean, I was a John Jones fan, but you know, he just kept popping dirty, and it was another reason why. You know, I think it was cocaine or something like that. But you
Yeah, that's the
know,
main thing.
he
Yeah,
is a good fighter, and you know, it's no denying that John Jones is the GOAT. He
Mhm.
is.
Yeah. Over that guy, St. Patrick. Is that his name? No, Shamrock. You think he's better than Shamrock?
Ken Shamrock and Frank
Yeah,
Shamrock.
yeah,
Well, I mean, oh man, John Jones is young, and you know, I wasn't really a fan of Ken Shamrock and Frank Shamrock. Those were like you know dope fiends. But
Oh my God.
if you want to go way back, you know, John Jones has beaten one of my other favorite fighters, and that was Rampage Jackson.
Yeah. I think he was poking Rampage's eyes out. Hey,
Oh, they
Rampage is
say
funny.
John Jones is an eye poker for real though.
Yeah. I love Rampage Jackson. That dude is hilarious. Big country dude. He's hilarious. I can't think of that reporter's name. Is it Israel? The dude that's always poking fun. And I remember one time he said, "We can handle this now." And Rampage said, "What? You want?"
Oh, Rampage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Rampage.
You a
And
wild boy,
especially
Casey
when he's
boy.
been fighting in Pride, Japan.
Hmm.
One of my favorite rivalries is when he fought Wanderville Silver, and I did a video about that. So you know that was one of my favorite rivalries is between him and the Axe Murderer.
Yeah. I used to love. I don't know if he did MMA, but I used to love this kid named Bob Sapp. Big 300 pounds. I had never seen a guy my size like in shape like that. That dude, Bob Sapp, was a monster. You know what I'm talking about? Used to fight in Japan. Big dude. I think his name was Bob Sapp. I don't know if he got his
Yeah,
name was Bob Sapp.
yeah.
That dude was a
Pride was
monster.
the shit back then. You know, I like Pride. You know, they had like Chuck Liddell, the Shogun.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I used to love Tito Ortiz too. That was my guy.
Oh, Tito Ortiz.
Salute to all the veterans out. I forgot today is Veterans Day. Salute to all the veterans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tito Ortiz. What is it? Yeah, Shogun.
They all got the same cut, man.
What's that?
I said, why do they all have the same like cut man? They don't have like their own personal cut man. It seems like they all get done by the same person. What is that about? The
Cut man.
UFC. Well, you know, what I mean, you know how they usually have a cut man to put the Vaseline and stuff on their face. I noticed in the UFC they all have one guy do it.
Oh,
Like put
that
the
French guy? No.
yeah. Oh, they in Madison Square Garden.
Yes, they in my neck of the woods.
Oh man, shout
I
out to
am
East New
about
York.
I am about maybe 45, 50 minutes away from yep, Madison Square Garden. I was supposed to be out there, but those tickets they wanted too much. Well, being that it was John Jones, so John Jones is such a big draw. Those tickets were insane. I know they went down, but by that time it was too late, and my father is sick, so I wasn't thinking about going out there.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my dad is sick, so
Look at my man Bruce Buffer.
I would love to have Bruce Buffer announce my name as my intro whenever I do more MMA videos.
I think I like Bruce Buffer more than I like his big brother, man. I just kind of funny. He's so unique with it.
Yeah.
So they get that cauliflower ear from like, fighting, slamming each other on the ground.
You mean the collie ears?
Yeah,
Yeah, that comes from wrestling, and that's why you see wrestling people. Well, BJJ and wrestling are two different skills, and I hate when people saying that BJJ is wrestling. The difference between wrestling and BJJ, wrestling is when you're taking your opponent down, you're grappling your opponent, and you're pinning them down to the ground. BJJ is when you're pinning your opponent down to the ground and you're doing submission. But if you notice, when people do grapple, they cover, their ears. They wear, stuff to protect their ears because, yeah, they will develop cauliflower.
yeah, because I see that when they get into them fights, them bad boys open up quick. You know what got me into MMA? It used to be this kid out of Miami, Kimbo Slice. I remember him just beating people to death, and I was like, who is this kid? I
Well,
don't.
I that's how I feel that how bare knuckle brawling really, to me has started. I mean, to me, Kimbo Slice is the king of bare knuckle brawling because he is a street fighter. So, you know, if you would see his fights, and then Jorge Masvidal was also, a street fighter as well.
Said Cub Swanson got me hooked. See, I like everything about the UFC except the wrestling part. I don't like all the wrestling, even though that's more like a real fight because ain't nobody gonna stand up and box with you. They gonna start wrestling.
Well, you got to understand something. It's called mixed martial arts for a reason. MMA is mixed martial arts. You're going to have everything. It's not just one skill. There is boxing, there's Muay Thai, there is Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. It's all in MMA. That's why they call it mixed martial arts. You can't expect the fight to be standing up all the time. You have to mix it up. That's the whole purpose of it, called mixed martial arts.
Yeah,
Oh, nice slam.
man, these fights is rigged. Oh my god, they
I mean, a
slamming
lot
people.
of people saying that, they don't like when the fight goes to the ground, but it's like I said, you got to understand that it's mixed martial arts. You're not going to have the fight always stand up all the time. You have to know everything. You have to be a complete fighter if you want to succeed in MMA. That's the whole purpose. You can't be one dimensional in there because you can get away with it, but you're going to always have somebody come in there and take you out of your element. There's always going to be somebody that's going to have good takedown defense, somebody that's a good striker, and but the point is that you have to know everything when you transition to MMA. You
Did you
know,
see that kick? Oh my God. Whoa.
I love it.
He kicked the brains off that dude. Somebody kick me like that, I'm going to my car.
No, I mean, it's a bone on bone contest sport. That's why when Tyson Fury elbowed Francis, that ain't nothing.
Yeah, he ate that.
That's
He
nothing.
said that's an example of McGregor versus Khabib. Khabib beat the brakes off Conor. Honestly, it's funny. I'm starting to believe Conor McGregor is kind of a hype job because when he got in there with Khabib, he got just dismantled, man. Just
Mm.
dismantled. I used to love that one kid, Kyle, wasn't it Cowboy?
Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah, but he just kept getting beat to death.
Yeah.
Cowboy like getting beat up. I don't know why,
I
but he like
mean,
getting beat up.
I like Khabib. You know, Khabib is one of my favorites as well. I mean, he's such a good. Not only can he wrestle, he's such a good BJJ. He's good at submissions because Khabib. He used to wrestle bears.
Oh, that was true. I thought that was just some lie they made up.
No, no. When he was a little boy, he used to wrestle baby bears. Khabib, yeah, him and his, I don't know if his brother used to do it, but I know. Um, and his brother just popped dirty at Bellator. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
You speaking of Bellator, I gotta say, man, rest in peace to my brother Isaiah Chapman, man. He was a young kid from the Cleveland area that was doing his thing in Bellator, and unfortunately, he passed. But may God be pleased with him. He was a beautiful brother. He was in Bellator. I remember we both used to work together at this factory, and I remember that's when he first was doing it. So I had to,
mm,
whenever I hear Bellator, I think about my man. May God bless him.
well, I heard Bellator might not be no more because a lot of things is going on with Scott Coker. That's the founder of Bellator.
He said, Superman Man A1, he said, BBO, you got to realize they figured out Conor McGregor as a fighter, elite striker with terrible cardio. And that's what that's where it is. Every loss, go check it out. Super, my brother G5, he said, I'm with you, BBO. I kicked it. I'm getting it. Hey, that's the thing about the UFC dude. They'll trick you, man. You'll slap the UFC dude at the bar and he'll just beat the life out of you. And everybody know nobody want to get beat up in front of their woman or something. Just get beat to death.
Mm.
You remember hey Tete, you remember that Dave Chappelle episode where they had the one dude who he's a he's a UFC fighter, or he's an MMA fighter, no, it's a jiu-jitsu fighter. He loves to pick with people to to practice moves. I don't know if you remember that. I used to be one about biggest fears. You best around running to the raw MMA fighter, and they just break your neck. But these two fights, they've been real quick.
No, like I said, anything can happen in MMA.
I'll tell you this, I do respect what you're saying about Kimbo being probably one of the founders of bare knuckle brawling. But I'll tell you what, when he got to the UFC or when he started fighting MMA professional, he was getting the brakes beat off of him. Like,
Well, that's because Kimbo, his style is more street fighting. Kimbo, that's one of my favorite fighters too. But he just, the problem with him it was his cardio. His cardio was just bad, and
it's garbage.
he just, he like I said, Kimbo is more of a street fighter. Like Derek Lewis, like I would describe his style more like Kimbo. You know what I'm saying? He's a big knockout artist. He has the highest knockout ratio in the heavyweight, UFC division. But, he's not skillful. Like Kimbo is really not skillful.
I
But,
love Derek Lewis. Ain't that big country black dude that we so man, my cardio was terrible tonight.
they call him the Black Beast.
Yeah, the black beast. If my grandma heard that name, she would have lost her mind.
Yeah, they call him the Black Beast.
I like Derek Lewis. I love his press conference. I love
Oh,
the end of the fight
I
press
love Derek
conference.
Lewis. Yeah, Derek Lewis is he's so funny. He's so good.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think more fighters gotta have more fun than they do. They just be so serious, man. You gotta have a couple laughs. That's why I like Prince Asim so much because he would have a laugh or two.
Mm.
What he told the one dude, I believe if we got the floor in the ring, I'll wipe the floor with you. Hey, Prince Asim, that's a wild boy. He said, if we got in the ring, I'll wipe the floor with you, man.
Yeah.
But who's your favorite UFC fighter right now? Or favorite MMA fighter? Because I know it's a couple different leagues.
Well, I got one that is no longer with the UFC. Chris Cyborg is one of my favorite ones. I like Valentina Shevchenko, Thug Rose Namajunas. Uh, who else is my favorite? Yeah, there's a lot that's my favorite. Um, as far as the men, Ngannou, yeah, Ngannou the Predator, um, Kamaru Usman, definitely. Yeah, the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. Yeah.
That must be a common name for the Nigerians because I done heard a bunch of Nigerian cats say they're Nigerian.
Yeah, they call him the Nigerian Nightmare. France's nickname is the Predator. Valentina Shevchenko, her nickname is the Bullet. Thug Rose, Thug Rose. Christina, Cyborg. Well, Cyborg got her nickname by her ex-husband.
Oh yeah,
Cause her ex-husband, I forgot his name, but she was married to a guy named Cyborg, so they started calling her Mrs. Cyborg, and it fits her well because Cyborg is she's just as violent as they come. But that's how Cyborg got her name through her ex-husband.
we all watched some videos of her trying to make weight. Man, those were brutal.
Well, I mean, you gotta remember when Cyborg was brought to the UFC, she had to do a catch weight of 140,
Mm.
and her UFC debut was at 140, which it did kill her. She did it twice, but she told Dana White, she said, "Listen, it's got to be in 145 division here. Otherwise, I'm going back to Invicta." But that's how the featherweight division developed for the women was because of Chris Cyborg.
Hold on 1 second. K Pasa, what's going on, man? My man Tommy. K Pasa, my brother. BC, salute to BC in the house, man. Say, yeah,
Yeah.
my man. I just heard the good. You hear the good news about A1 starring in that brand new Tubi movie with the White Howard. I just thought I was gonna send some love to my brother A1 starring in that new movie, Life After Basketball with the White Howard, man. Congratulations on that new movie, man. I know you've been working hard for that. But Chris Cyborg, man, she did a lot for women's sports and UFC. She don't get enough credit. You're absolutely right about that.
Well, actually, it wasn't really Chris Cyborg. It was Ronda Rousey that paved the way for women's MMA because you gotta remember Dana White said that he would never have women compete in the organization, and it was really one of the fights with Ronda and Misha Tate, and
Hmm.
you know I guess Dana just loved Ronda's fan base, but well, really I could say who the face of MMA would have been. It would have been Gina Carano, but after her devastating loss up against Chris Cyborg, she retired because I love Gina Carano. Gina Carano was very good. Oh Lord, Kobe, I can't stand Kobe.
You don't like Kobe? I do like
No,
old
he's
Kobe.
a big racist. I
Why
do
you say he's a
not like
racist?
Kobe. Yes, he is. He's the biggest racist ever. I do not like Kobe Covington. I can't stand Kobe Covington.
I always hear that. Oh, so, oh, is that the
You can
one who
go
be wearing
fuck
the
himself.
"Make America Great" hat again? Make America Great hat? That
Fuck
dude?
him. Fuck him. I will not cover no Kobe Covington fight. No.
What happened if you become champion?
Fuck him.
You rough. He said even if he's champion, I ain't gonna cover him.
I don't like
I think he
Kobe.
got a good chance to be Edwards. I really don't think Edwards is a. I think Edwards is a belt holder. I don't think he's a solid champion like that. I think Usman just lost. I think against Usman, he just got lucky. Even though I got love for Leon Edwards, I think Leon just got lucky.
I mean, shit happens. I mean, Leon Edwards knew. I mean, he got Kamara's number. I mean, things happen.
Yeah, that's funny because I think too. I think sometimes some of these fighters they do a good job putting on a show. You know, talking crazy. I think Kobe's
Yeah,
doing
I
the
can be
whole
at the
little
garden
extra
right
thing.
now. Ah,
Yeah,
New York looks so pretty at night.
nothing like tell you that.
I haven't been to the Barclays Center in a minute. I gotta get back there.
Yeah, man. You know what's funny? What was that Asian girl's name that was making all that kicking the fuss up in the UFC? You know what I'm talking about? She had like a couple fights. I can't think of who she had. She had a couple fights with some girl, but they was coming out there bloody. That's why I don't like to watch that bare knuckle. You ever see that bare knuckle, man? They be beating the meat off people's face.
No, I watch bare knuckle. I cover bare knuckle brawling. I have
Oh
three
man,
fighters that are my favorite. I like Lorenzo Hunt, the Juggernaut, Christina Ferreri, and I like Julian Lane.
yeah. I
Now, if
don't mind it, but when I start
Fried,
seeing people, oh, he slammed her on her neck. Sheesh. I just hope that they do a better job of protecting women when it comes to these fights because I don't think they should have like, you know, biological men fighting these women. I think that's unfair.
mm,
I think that's very unfair. You shouldn't be able to. I don't know if you remember that fight in boxing where Cruz fought the guy and really could have hurt her bad.
yeah,
So careful, he might. But yeah, I just had to send a big congratulations on to my brother A1 on the brand new Tubi deal, man. Two movie deal. First movie with the White Howard, man. I'm proud of you, man. Great job. So who's the light? Oh, so it's the lightweight championship right here. So what do you think about Usman's last performance? Going up in weight. Do you think he was biting off a little bit more than he can chew?
I mean, I don't know what was going on with Usman. I really don't know.
I
I
just
really
was I
don't
was
know.
hoping to see a better showing than that. I mean, he didn't look good at all. He didn't look good
What's
at
going
all.
on with Usman?
It seems like whenever it's just like the old saying in boxing, once you start sleeping in them silk sheets, it's hard to stay on top.
Mm.
You ever seen Mackenzie fight before? The lady coming in here right now?
Oh yeah, you're talking to the queen of MMA talk. I mean, that's come on now.
Yeah.
You're talking to the queen of MMA talk.
What got you in MMA? Did you practice? You do any martial arts like jiu-jitsu or anything like that?
What got me into MMA when I first started watching MMA was Strike Force. When Strike
Oh,
Force
okay.
was around, uh, I used to watch a lot of fight with in Strikeforce. I remember Nate Diaz, Nate Diaz brother Nick Diaz would be fighting, and Sarah Kaufman, even Amanda Nunes.
Hmm.
I remember watching Amanda Nunes versus Julia Budd.
Yeah.
Uh, Ronda Rousey versus Julia Budd versus Misha Tate. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you, Tommy, coming through, man. That's a hard thing to do, man. I appreciate you coming through. Salute. Yeah,
Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
yeah. You know what's funny? One thing I could say, these women, man, they almost like they almost fight better than guys sometimes.
If
Yeah.
Jessica Andrade loses this fight, she need to be released from the UFC.
Why you say that? This is a really
Nah,
can she
because
fighting?
she be having the same game plan, man. It's the same game plan, and it fails her every.
Dang, she looks scary coming in there. Yeah, Jessica looks scary, man.
Jessica has dumb IQ.
You know what's so funny? Maybe I'm wrong. I've never seen these many white Brazilians in my life. Everybody I've seen that was Brazilian has always been black as the street.
Um, mhm.
Dang, them tattoos like they hurt right on the leg. Oh, you can drink monster drink in MMA? I didn't know you could do that.
I've seen a lot of them drink it, after they fight.
I thought you was on to have water. Oh, that's pretty cool.
No, I mean they drink it. I've seen Ronda Rousey drink it after, But that is Monster Water. That's water with the Monster Company.
And you oh boy.
I thought you meant the energy drink. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah, A1. A1 was upset because AD got hurt again. He was crying. I hope we trade AD. Tell you that. I hope we.
Well, Jessica, I hope the MMA gods are in your favor, but I got Mackenzie Dern in this fight. I'd be shocked if Jessica wins. I really feel that her takedown defense it needs to be on point because if she rolls around with Mackenzie Dern on the ground, it's a wrap. She don't want to do that. Mm. Wow, both of these ladies look in good shape, y'all. But I don't know. I got Mackenzie Dern winning this fight. Definitely winning this fight. Definitely got her winning this fight. But, knowing Jessica, Jessica is going to have the same game plan. The same game plan. I don't see no change in Jessica. I actually would be shocked if this girl wins. Oh, here we go.
Salute to my man Josh. That was crazy. This gonna be a nice little fight.
I mean, Mackenzie during her striking, see, see what Jessica is doing? Not moving her head, not checking for leg kicks.
Brother said all you do is hide donuts and cakes. Hey, one,
I don't know why this girl does not move her head at all.
like she's trying to stop
See,
her.
here we go.
That was actually a
I'm
good
telling y'all, man,
shit.
Jessica, Jessica has poor IQ. It's, it's the same shit. Look at this.
Just because the one in the black or the one in the yellow.
No, Jessica. See, oh my God, Jessica. Jessica is the one in the yellow, the one that don't like to move her head, that likes to come straight ahead and brawl with you.
Yeah, that's real fighting. I don't like all
Don't
that
know how to
moving
cut off
around
the octagon.
and running.
They need to cut this girl.
I like to see people fight in the middle of the ring. That's real. That's real boxing. That's the real sweet science. Oh, real.
But this is not boxing.
Oh, she is walking her down though.
All she going to do is just follow you around the octagon. That's all she does is follow people around. All right, she's throwing a couple leg kicks. Okay,
Yeah, this
but
definitely
Mackenzie Dern is smart. She's not gonna get into a
a brawling match.
no. She's not gonna do that. Jessica is too powerful.
Oh, okay. He always fights
She's
standing
really
up.
not
He's
a
the
good
most.
striker. I mean, she's training with Jason Perillo, but she's not going to go. She's not going to trade with Jessica. She's not going to do that. She'd be stupid if she do it. Now if she knocks out Jessica, I'd be surprised. See, this is what Jessica wants. She wants to brawl. Okay, Jessica.
Brother said,
Well, one thing I can say about Jessica. Oh, damn. Okay. If
hey, to all
Mackenzie
my
was smart,
TWT family, I just found the coldest app ever. I'll tell you that. You're definitely right. Jessica ain't doing nothing in this fight, but just
I
following her around.
told y'all, man. Okay.
She kind of boring.
That's not boring.
I love when they do that Superman punch. You see one of the punches we got on head Tyson Fury with that Superman punch. That was crazy.
Mhm.
My man Willie, what's going on, man? Salute to my brother Willie, man.
Mackenzie Dern needs to start throwing jabs because Jessica don't know how to check him. And
She
stop
definitely
doing
don't.
those high kicks because Jessica is definitely
Oh, oh, she caught her now. It's over with.
okay.
It's over with. Oh, the bell saved her? Oh, man. She's about to go to sleep.
Oh, you must be ahead of me. I'm still. It's still 10 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Oh
She got
shit.
saved. She got saved by the bell like she about to go to bed.
Okay, Jessica.
About to get a nap.
Like I said, I'd be shocked if Jessica wins this.
Oh, she tried to slam her. Boom. Did you ever see that one time that UFC fighter kicked a guy and his leg snapped? You remember that?
Are you talking about when who was it that did that? Oh Lord, that's the one they call Spider Man. He did a leg kick, and I think he did it to Chris Weidman. And Chris,
Mm-hmm.
oh Lord, I remember that.
Yeah, that was gruesome. You think we're gonna see Conor McGregor come back to the UFC, or you think he's done?
I don't care what McGregor does. I'm not a fan.
We is a fan of him, man. I love McGregor.
No.
Who the hell is that guy? You said Silver versus Weldon, yeah. Hey, Anderson Silver, man, that
Like, why?
dude.
Why is Mackenzie Dern trying to outstrike? She needs to get into the inside of Jessica and take her down to the ground and, submit her. Stop trying to
But not to
stand.
do that. She trying to get her out of there, and she about to go to bed in the process. You can tell when somebody hitting hard when you see somebody, trying to stay away. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Mackenzie's face looked like hamburger meat. Gee,
Mm-hmm. She better try to slip underneath one of them punches. It look like Jessica's
he wearing that face.
winning.
I don't know what you said. You said she don't got no. She got some decent head moving. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Jessica not
but
getting hit with nothing really.
I don't know. Like I said, most of the time Jessica don't move her head, but now she's starting to move her head.
Oh my goodness. like her
And
one of her eyes trying to
Mackenzie,
close up on her.
Mackenzie needs to stop trading with Jessica. She needs to stop trading with this woman.
He said, "Who is the most underrated female fighter because she gets overshadowed by Rachel,
Oh Lord, she's fighting a
Amanda,
dumb game plan.
and Valentina." She do, man. Her face is like hamburger meat. Oh my God, she getting beat to death.
Good
I ain't gonna,
takedown.
I ain't gonna lie. When Jessica came in, I thought that was Jesse.
Yeah. See, nah, Jessica, she's smart. She ain't gonna go to the ground with Mackenzie. You see how she told her to get up? Yeah,
Yeah.
Jessica is smart.
Oh.
Yeah, she about to go, she about to get knocked out. See, Mackenzie Dern, man, she's fighting a dumb fight. Stop trading with
No,
her.
say I think she's trying to live because this girl got hurt. She fucking the life out of her.
Oh man, just stop this fight, man.
You know what's funny? I saw your boy
Look
Tony
at
on new
look
tape.
at Jessica. Jessica, she's smart. She ain't trying to go to the ground with Mackenzie. Jessica Smart. She's actually not as dumb as I think she was.
Yeah, I mean, she beat
She
the
ain't going
life
to the
out of this
ground with her.
girl.
Man, yeah, the referee need to stop the shit. Yeah.
He should have. He really.
Wow.
He should have been
Wow.
stopped it. That was a horrible stoppage.
Damn. Okay.
My man, hey, man, what's going on? He said, they got a question for you. He said, Cleo, who do you feel is the most underrated female currently fighting? That defense don't give enough respect because she gets overshadowed by Rachel, Valentino, and Amanda. Who you think is the most underrated female fighter?
Underrated female fighter that don't get enough credit.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Oh, he must be talking about Raquel. Raquel
Yeah.
Pennington.
Mm-hmm.
The most underrated one that don't get enough credit. That's a good question. Hmm.
Boy, Ant Man be having some good questions.
I really gotta. Oh, let me see. Who is really underrated?
Shout out to the whole watch.
I wouldn't say Thug Rose.
I would say her because she don't really nobody ever talk about her ever. Oh, this one for a belt. Yeah, these fights. This has been a pretty nice card. I'm gonna have to make sure I buy more UFC cards if it's gonna be like this. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Well,
Oh, okay.
it looks like Jessica is saved because I'm quite sure. Listen, if she'd have lost this fight, I'd have said they would have had to at least release her because she was doing horrible.
Hey, you were saying that she was fighting a dumb fight. Maybe she knew something that we didn't know that girl
No,
can't
I
take a
was saying
blow.
Mackenzie was fighting a dumb because one thing I can say is that with Jessica, she
Hmm.
may not be that skillful,
Hmm.
but she has power, and to try to trade with her, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's really dumb. And what Mackenzie Dern was doing, she was
Hmm.
trading with her. No, no, you're supposed to slip underneath those punches and try to get her to the ground. And see, Jessica was actually smart in this fight. She
Hmm.
did not want to go to the ground with Mackenzie Dern. She didn't want to
Yeah.
do
That
because
might
she
have been the key
knew.
to her winning the fight.
Hmm?
That might have been the key to her winning this fight. Is her
Yes,
willing.
her takedown defense was on point.
Hmm.
It was on point because she knew if she went to the ground with Mackenzie Dern, it would have been over because Mackenzie Dern is one of the best submission artists in the UFC. She is.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, man.
I would
Her.
say, you know what? Now that I thought about it, I would
Hmm.
say Jermaine Durante, the Iron Lady. I feel that they don't give her enough credit, but Jermaine got them paws.
Yeah.
I would
I
say
think they'll give her a lot of credit because she's not like the prettiest person, prettiest woman out
that's
of this.
why. Yeah, Jermaine Durante.
Yeah. She got a face only a mother can love, but she can fight though. She can fight. She can fight.
They really don't give Jermaine enough credit.
But that girl's face look like hamburger meat. Jeez. Have you ever tried to practice in fighting MMA at all or not? Fun?
Mm-mm. No, I actually wanted if I had an art that I wanted to study, it would
Mm-hmm.
probably be Muay Thai. I would
Oh,
say Muay Thai, not American kickboxing. And the reason why I would pick Muay Thai because I think Muay Thai is more deadlier and it's more dangerous than kickboxing. I mean,
mm-hmm.
kickboxing is dangerous as well, but there's a lot of things that you can do in Muay Thai that you can't do in kickboxing. First of all, with Muay Thai, and I did a video about this, Muay Thai you can clinch and you can use your elbows. Um, With kickboxing, you can't clinch, can't use elbows.
Oh,
And
okay.
plus, with a Muay Thai fighter, they fight well in the inside. So if you put a Muay Thai fighter up against a wrestler, they will have a better chance because wrestlers they fight in the inside as well, and so does a Muay Thai fighter. And plus, the stance is different. Like versus Taekwondo, like you could tell, Conor McGregor is a Taekwondo fighter because he has a wide stance.
Hmm.
Thug Rose as well.
Yeah.
Um, Also, Valentina Shevchenko. Oh, look at Michael Bisping. I like Michael Bisping.
You do.
Oh, Michael Bisping.
You see that
He's
big black
definitely
dude
one
in
of
the
my
locker
favorite
room?
fighters.
He should be fighting.
Hmm.
You see that big black dude that they was just showing in the locker room? He look like he should be fighting.
Oh gosh. Oh, Macy Barbara. You think she's. Yeah, Macy Barber. Macy Barber is good. I'll give you that. Yeah, Macy Barber definitely.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm really shocked at you. My man Ant Man know his UFC. I see.
Hmm. I would say Macy Barber, Jermaine Duranamy. Are very underrated. And especially Tanya Santos. That's a good question that Anthony brought up. I feel that Tanya Santos is very underrated as well. But they cut her from the UFC, but
So the UFC is a promotional company, huh? Not more. They're not really a league. Seems like they're more of a promotional company.
UFC is Ultimate Fighting Champion.
Hmm. That
Oh,
new
Misha
Call of
Tate
Duty out.
Cupcake. Oh,
Mhm.
Cupcake. Oh, please. Misha Tate is just a wrestler in the octagon. She's one dimensional. Her and Ronda Rousey, they just one dimensional.
I'm just Ronda Rousey though.
I don't.
I'm surprised you're saying that because she was so popular.
Well, I mean, I appreciate what she did with the sport, but she was not the greatest. I mean, they hyped this girl up so much they said that she could beat Floyd Mayweather. Are you serious?
Oh yeah. People don't like Floyd, especially when he was bald. They hated Floyd. But Floyd's a lot of trash, so I forgot him too.
Who knocked out who? I was laughing when I saw
Thompson
her
Snow, what's up,
get
bro?
knocked out by Chris Cyborg. Who did Chris Cyborg knock out in Strikeforce? Only fighter that I saw Chris Cyborg knock out in Strikeforce there was what's that? It was an Asian girl Chris Cyborg knocked out. Um, she definitely knocked out Gina Carano.
Mm-hmm.
Jan Cuddle Fitty she knocked out. Um, Marvel's Conan she knocked out.
You said Holly Holmes, touchdown Godwin. What's up, Boxing Scholar? How you feeling, man?
Oh yeah, Holly Holm. Yeah. Well, Holly Holm exposed Ronda with her stand up.
Can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
What girl was he talking about? The girl was talking so much trash, and Cyborg caught her with the wrong punch. What girl was that, Anthony?
Ronda Rousey, wow.
No, Ronda and Cyborg they never fought. Oh, the Asian girl. Oh, okay.
Homanaka, and then Yoko Takashi. Yeah, there were two Asian people that Chris Cyborg fought.
What's that? What was that last name you just said?
Yoko Takashi.
That's somebody catch on your feet.
And
What's up, Boxing Scholar? How you feeling, man?
Homanaka. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
You
Okay. Man, StreamYard been messing up with Chrome, so I ain't been able to.
say one more. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, my Chrome been messing up for your phones if you got Android, and now the cat's out the bag. I used to try to be like I was Team iPhone, try to stun on people. Now they know. But yeah, man. Hey, shout out to BBO. I gotta cite my sources, man. BBO, you gave me one of the most iconic drops ever.
What you said?
Dick Gregory. You keep talking. You shut the fuck. The first time you did that shit, I cried laughing, bro. I was like, man, I gotta put that shit on my show. I already got
Dick
a clip
Gregory,
of. I
man,
already
he
know
don't
who
get
I'm
enough
using to
credit. He was
use.
the man.
I got that one in it. The boy, the booty is for the doo-doo. True iconic drops, Dick Gregory. I put him on my channel. I was like, shout out to BBL, man. Because I already know. I've
I'll
been
be
thinking
back,
about
fellas. I'm going to do my post fight video. I'll be right back.
Okay.
But BBO, something I ain't even get to touch on this shit yesterday because StreamYard was fucking up. Rocky, you asked me a question I wanted to answer, and I got up like my fucking phone died, and then I had to recharge it. And by the time I recharged it, the audio thing was. I was like, man, it was just a lot of shit going on. But yeah, man, Rocky, he was a good fighter, bro. He was a good fighter, man. They be tripping on Rocky, but they either go one extreme or the other. Either they go
Yeah.
overrate him or underrate him. I like Rocky as a fighter. He's an overachiever. He's a good fighter. I think Jack Dempsey overrated though.
See, the thing is, like the reason I like Jack Dempsey so much is because he pushed the sport forward, man. I think he like a Mike Tyson. Was he the best? Probably not, but he pushed the sport forward, man.
Hey, but check this out, BB. I don't know if you're aware of this. Jack Dempsey didn't go to the army, bro. He was drafted like Ali.
Yeah, he did.
And he didn't go. They still call Ali a draft dodger to this day, but don't talk about Jack Dempsey being no draft dodger.
Well, people don't like Muhammad Ali's son, bro. You know that.
Yeah, that's definitely it. But I don't even know if they're aware of that. Jack Dempsey was supposed to go to the army. That's why
Yeah.
they cheer for Carpentier when he fought him because they didn't like Jack Dempsey. That they took the nation turned on him for not going. He had no real reason. He just didn't want to die, like pretty much.
And everybody can't be like Sugar Ray, man, and just have fun jogging, playing around. That's why, man. I'll tell you something funny, man. I remember we was talking about Joe Louis, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. It make me almost, make my eyes sweat when I think about how bad the country turned on Joe Louis, man. He did everything that they asked him to do, and they still screwed him, man.
Man,
That's one guy I say he got let down bad, man.
I got a video I'm
They
gonna drop,
did Joe.
man. You know what's crazy, BBO? I be putting a lot of hours into these breakdowns. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Changing the film so I don't get reusable content shit. I put a lot of
Mm-hmm.
work into it. And some of them I'm like, man, this the one. You know what I mean? Like you're in the studio, we rappers.
Yeah.
Man, this will go kill the streets. I put it out there. It don't even do nothing. It don't do no traffic. You know what's for sure to do traffic? Just put race in the title. Just put race baiting, racist, something, or say something positive about Don King. Oh my God, they'll lose their shit. It's a short that I put out of this
Mm-hmm.
dude who was interviewing Don King, and he basically
Mm-hmm.
said Don King was race bait, right?
Right.
And he was saying, and he quoted him, but he used the hard ER, bro. He was like, "You
Yeah.
said here, Holyfield is a nigger." I'm like, bro, what the say N word? What the fuck? You know what I mean? And I put that clip out there, and sure enough, the next day I woke up to comments. He was literally quoting him. Don King was a racist. Don King is the white Donald Trump. I'm like, Donald Trump is white. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? The
I
white
think
Donald Trump?
I think the funny thing people don't understand is when it comes to Don King, man, whatever made money, that's what he was about, man. ever made money. And he did a couple things wrong, but man, nothing that Bob Merriman didn't do.
Exactly. See, BBO, they can't debate with me because I got a good memory and I actually know the history. I don't go off of
Hmm.
just feelings and emotions, all that shit. I was like, they was talking about Don King was race bait, and I'm like, well, why did Evander Holyfield go on to let Don King promote him after saying all this stuff about Holyfield? Why didn't he hold it against him? If what Don King was saying was 100% lies, why did he then go work with Don King after this event? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
bro, Don King was say what you want about him. Say what you want about him. His highest paydays, Mike Tyson's highest paydays was under Don King. It wasn't under Bill Caton and Jim Jacobs. It was under Don King. Matter of fact, Bill Caton and Jimmy Jacobs took Mike Tyson to Don King because he was good at what he did. So they don't know the history, bro. They don't know
And
like
Mike would have never been Mike without Don King.
I
That
agree.
whole that Muslim stuff, all that my brother, that made big money.
Shit, not only that, he had Peter McNeely moving through the ranks while he was in jail. He already had his sacrificial lamb by the time he got out. Don King had the network ready and everything. I say the
See, that's
stupidest
a,
thing Don King did was let his tax lawyer defend Mike Tyson in that case. But other than
hmm
that, I mean, the biggest paydays, the best fighters, Julio Cesar Chavez. It wouldn't be no Julio Cesar Chavez without Don King.
I never forget when I had my man. My favorite was Tito, man, as a kid. And man, Don had me so happy about Tito. He's a brother. He's a brother.
Man, look, the BBO, they hated on Don King so much that Bob Marin was pulling the same tactics like you said, and they ran Don King out of the sport. Only to later, years later, be like, damn, man, we missed them Don King cards. Wait a minute. You complained the entire time he was in the sport.
And all him and do is copy off Don King. That's it.
Man, that's another one. That's another one. I get a lot of flack online for talking shit about other people who be going against Al Heyman, but the reason I call them out is because they don't have no consistency. It would be different if they had a channel devoted to all of them. They all do the same practice, same contracts, same everything. I'm like
Yeah.
the the thing is, boxing promotion is hard. They don't want any company. Like they want generational wealth to pass down to their kids, and they still be the rulers of boxing after they dead. You know what I mean? You
hmm
still got the Don King promotion, but his son is there, or whatever the case may be. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what the vision that they have for themselves, Bob Arum and all those guys. But they single these guys out, and the people that they sing out all have one thing in common that they black. That's why I be calling them out on their bullshit.
Man said, man said Prime Smoking Joe versus Tyson Fury and Prime Joe Lewis versus Vladimir Klitschko. You know, it's funny. I mean, Vladimir Klitschko didn't have nothing containing to Vitaly Klitschko, man. Vitaly, I think Vitaly had it all, bro. He might have been part brother, man, because
Nah,
people forget Vitaly can fight, man.
nah, BBO, nah.
No,
He was
bro.
good offensively, but he couldn't take it like he could dish it. Like he quit on the stool against Chris Bird, bro. Chris Bird is not even a puncher.
Yeah, but
He
see,
was winning the
then
fight.
again, Chris Bird is a tricky middleweight, man. That's a,
Yeah, but he
that's a
was beating the shit out of Chris Bird. If you go back and look at that fight, he was beating the shit out of Chris Bird. He was winning every round, and then he just quit. Emmanuel Stewart got a quote, bro. I got a quote that's one of my favorite quotes of him, and he was like the heavyweight king at training fighters. You know what I mean? Like most of the
yeah.
dominant heavyweights we have is a product of Emmanuel Stewart. Even Tyson Fury got his nephew in his corner. You know, and he
hmm
said that big heavyweights have little hearts. And that I always remember that. And I thought about it. I'm like, he right, bro. Like them big guys, they be like when Joe Lewis fought Buddy Bear. Buddy Bear was a
hmm
giant. He knocked Joe Lewis out the ring. Joe Lewis didn't stay out the ring. He climbed back to the ropes like this motherfucker. Who do you think he is? Then when Joe Lewis knocked him down, he stayed down. You know what I mean? Like he couldn't take it
yeah,
like Joe Lewis could take it. So those big guys got them little bitty heart. He didn't have as much heart as Joe Lewis. So if Vladimir fought him, oh my God, he would kill. Vladimir got knocked out by Layman Brewster. Nobody look at Layman Brewster like even a top 50 heavyweight of all time. And he made an excuse that his water was spiked. See, a lot of people think that Deontay Wilder shit is new. Vladimir Klitschko did that shit when he got knocked out by uh, Layman Brewster. He said all those same things. His water was spiked, that he was poisoned, and all this other shit. He said he went right to the hospital afterwards.
Man, pull up, man. I'm gonna send me drop this link for my boy. Um, but see, that's why I like talking to you about boxing, man, because you know, you definitely a historian. I think I'm a baby historian with it, because I try to bring more than entertainment value to it, man. Because one of my favorite people, man, I used to love this dude. And people will get mad when I say this, but I used to think that dude Rush Limbaugh had a crazy radio show, bro. And I kind of that's kind of who I kind of model my little thing after, man. Because you gotta have fun with this, man. It can't just all be one way, man. You gotta have fun with this.
It, I never watched Rush Limbaugh. I just heard about him through other shows. You know what I mean? Like they be like
Hmm.
Rush Limbaugh said this. I never really watched Rush Limbaugh. I don't even know. I didn't watch enough of him to actually formulate an opinion. I just watched his hot takes and people react
Yeah,
to his hot takes.
he used to be on NFL Live like back in the day. Um, but see, what Rush would do was Rush would give you like an opinion, and it'll be sometimes it'll be right, but it'll be just like you just want to hear it, you know. So I think that's what made Rush pretty cool. And I say for me, what I try to do is bring a little entertainment value too, plus the boxing. Because I'll be honest, man, if we just talk straight boxing, man, it'll be boring. I noticed that I can't think of the dude's name, but I remember Muhammad Ali was talking about this wrestler that motivated him to talk crazy to people. You gotta have some fun with this, man. Because I be seeing cats, man, going crazy on each other, man, about this boxing talk. It's crazy.
Yeah, you got enough character, BBO. You could talk boxing all day and it'll be entertaining. See, it's the person that's presenting the product. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
for instance, right? If we take just just an average person that know about boxing or that know the history of boxing, like blood boxing, blood
Hmm.
boxing, and you take showbiz the adult. We know who the most entertaining out of those two is, right?
You're right.
Like I feel like if at your highest aspiration, you could be in between those guys. Because for instance, right, whenever
Hmm.
you be having to do it, I be calling coach on, right, and he
Yeah.
say something. You know what I mean? Your takes be y'all be having good hot takes because y'all interaction, your difference in opinions. It's like going to a regular barber. You must be out your goddamn mind. You know what I mean? It could get entertaining talking about boxing all day. You know what I mean? Because people the opinions vary. You know what I mean? Like I remember one time I was just having a regular conversation. You know what I mean? And then I was like,
Hmm.
they were talking about Tank Day. I'm like, Taco Tuesday? They fucking died laughing. Like, man, Taco Tuesday ain't finna do a goddamn thing, man. Tank ain't finna fight nobody. Tank gonna do just what Boots did.
Yeah. He gonna play the game. And you know
Play the
what's so funny?
politics to get the belt. Yeah.
You know what's so funny about the whole Boost thing, man? I wouldn't want nobody to email me. I don't care what nobody. Oh, this big dude just got slammed. I
I didn't hear you. You said what about an email?
said, I can't believe they email him a belt. But now I just looking at this UFC fight. This big dude just got beat up there. Oh my God.
Is it the main event?
No, not yet.
Okay. Yeah, man, I
Um,
ain't gonna lie to you, BB. I don't watch MMA, bro. I don't watch UFC because Dana White runs it. I watch MMA.
mhm.
I used to love UFC as a matter of fact. That's crazy. When UFC
Yeah.
first came on the scene, I started watching like when Rampage Jackson was champ and then Anderson Silva, they had that whole crop of champions. I was there to witness all that shit. Then John
Oh,
Jones came
and
in and cleaned. Huh?
sorry about. Hey, Ev, you gotta come to my channel. You on D Freeze channel. You gotta come to my channel. I can't put it on D Freeze channel. But no, go ahead. My bad. I'll finish what you said.
Yeah, then John Jones came in and cleaned out all the people I like, the Rashad Evans, the Lyoto Machi. He just fucking wiped them all out, bro. John Jones was the virus for the light heavyweight division of UFC. But yeah, it kind of like what it evolved into now. I feel like they're kind of like the NFL, where the NFL don't want no stars bigger than the sport. Like Deion Sanders, if
Yeah.
he could be reincarnated, they would never allow that to happen. They want their brand to be bigger. And I feel like UFC they don't even let you have sponsorship outside of them. It's just a whole bunch of politics that I don't like. And then I feel like
Hmm.
Dana White wants to kill our sport. You know what I mean? Like by definition, he always talk about he love boxing, but every chance he get, he trying to compete with it and kill it. He literally watches boxing events ringside at his UFC events.
Hmm.
So with
And
that
the
being
funny
said,
thing is, we keep beating them.
huh?
We keep beating them. That's the thing that's so crazy. It's unorganized boxing is. I mean, they ain't have no money. They ain't no money to pay per view this shit.
And see that right there. I feel like if you look at what he says and what he does, Dana White is super competitive, ultra competitive. Like
Mhm.
boxing succeeding is not good for the UFC in his mind. He wants it to only be the UFC. So by definition, he wants the boxing to fail. So for that reason, what they always say on Shark Tank, for that reason, I'm out.
Hey, my favorite dude on Shark Tank is my dude, Mr. Wonderful, man. My brother don't get enough credit, man. What do you say?
Wait.
Shelby,
Mr. Wonder. Wait, Mr. Wonderful the black guy or the white one of the white guys?
The ball guy.
the ball guy.
Did you see that the black guy on that show got in trouble for scamming people?
Oh, I heard that. You talking about Dane and John?
Huh?
You talking about Dane and John?
No, on Shark Tank, the one of the sharks on the show, the
Yeah, I haven't seen. I'm not sure about that with
oh
Dane and John.
uh bo- boxing scholar. This is what I don't get with fans. I'm not sure if you and BVO can explain this. Why is it that they bash, like they criticize uh Klitschko's resume at heavyweight when he was fighting, forgetting the fact that he didn't really have a ton of elite heavyweights when he was fighting and stuff like that. Like when you look at the heavyweights he fought, there wasn't
Mhm.
really guys at his level. Most of these guys were like club level fighter, like good fighters, but not elite superstar fighters. Like I understand. Can you explain that to me? Like, is it just ignorance or is it like lack of research?
You want me to go first, BBO?
Yeah, go ahead.
So with the Klitschko's, you got to remember this: boxing has historically been American thing, and Americans have always dominated the sport. We even when it goes other places, you know what I mean. They have their star. It's still an American star to like balance it out. And when the Klitschko's were reigning, they didn't do a lot of fights in America. They were fighting over where they were from. And I mean they kind of like took the belts and then dominated and held them hostage and fought only. They didn't
In
have a
Germany?
lot of yeah. They didn't have a lot
Hmm.
of American fights because they knew they market. The Americans wasn't buying it. And then the fighters that they did lose against wasn't like all time greats. Corey Sanders was a good fighter. I'm actually surprised that like Corey Sanders ended up passing away, but I'm actually surprised that he didn't have a good performance against Vlad like he did Vitali or vice versa. I remember he beat
I think his
Muhammad.
style, Corey's. I think uh scholar. I think Corey's style was a horrible matchup for Vitaly. I think Vladimir was the better matchup. That's why I think Vladimir was more successful against Corey. Do you guys agree?
I think he was just a good fighter. He was a southpaw and he could punch
Yeah,
and he was a big guy. Big guys don't do good against big guys.
I think
Oh,
the thing you gotta remember too that as limited as Vladimir was to me as a boxer, man, that right hand with that jab was just almost unstoppable, man. And it
you
took
guys,
it. Go ahead.
you guys never answered my question with those fights that I gave you.
What
I
fights?
think what you talking about. Hold on one second. You talking about Vitaly? Well, I think the thing
No,
that you
no, I'm
mentioned.
talking about the prime, the Joe Lewis versus Vladimir and Joe Frazier versus Tyson Fury.
Well, you gotta remember that Joe Frazier, man, would really hurt Vitaly because Vitaly's tailor made for him. He's not gonna be moving. He's only gonna be jabbing. And one thing about Joe Lewis, and I don't know. One thing I can say about Joe Lewis, it seemed like if you wasn't gonna move away from him like a Jersey Joe or challenge him with movement, he's gonna beat you to death, man. Like
No, I'm talking
I think,
about no the fight the I'm talking about Tyson Fury versus Smoking Joe and Vitali Vladimir versus Joe Louis.
Both their names is Joe, bro. He was telling you. He was giving you the breakdown.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
sorry. I heard echoes and I couldn't hear what you were saying, BBO.
Oh,
Sorry.
no. Basically, what I was saying is the thing is to beat a Joe Louis, you got to be a mover, and if you're not a mover, you're gonna get beat to death. You can't stand in front of the different. See, the funny thing about boxing, and I know boxing scholar agree with this. The pace from those older guys, it's kind of hard to match because a lot of guys now couldn't fight back in the day because they won't be able to keep up with the pace of things. And I think the pace that Joe would fight at would be hard for Vitaly to do anything with. But when it comes to Smoking Joe, I think Tyson Fury would have been a little bit too big for Smoking Joe. What do you think?
After his performance against Ngannou, bro, that show Tyson Fury he's overrated, bro. I think he's overrated. Joe Frazier broke Larry Holmes' ribs. That's why they never got into the fight in real life because he broke his ribs in sparring. And Joe Frazier was a really hard puncher. But, and Tyson Fury's vulnerable to round punches. I don't know if you guys noticed that. He could take straight punches, but round punches he can't recover from. When Deontay Wilder hit him with that straight punch, it dimpled down his back, but he got right back up. Then when he hit him with a short shot to the temple, he fell down again. Like he can't take curve. Him and Deontay Wilder both. That's their kryptonite. The round punches. Every time they've been hurt or knocked down, it's a round punch. Joe Frazier throws one of the best round punches of all time. Joe Louis, that shit. Joe Louis has fought a Vitali before. Buddy Bear was a equivalent to a Vitali. He fought. They called him the Giant Slayer. Like he was out there fucking up big guys for a career, and he would just make light work of Vlad.
Oh, so Vlad would Vlad have a better chance against Joe Frazier than Joe Louis?
Yeah.
The thing that Boston Scholar said that I got to give him credit for is I went back and I was watching Joe Louis. I see if you move at all, he's gonna have a hard time. He's gonna catch up to you, but it's gonna be hard for him. He don't want you to move. He wants you to stand in front of him. And if you stand in front of Joe Louis, man, you're gonna get put in the meat grinder. I don't care who it is, what area it is. You can't stand in front of Joe Louis, man. That's the thing. The pace, the jab, that right hand all the way from Mississippi, man. He just if you didn't move, you ain't got a chance. You ain't got a chance against Joe Louis.
And you guys don't think that the style that Emmanuel Lewis and Emmanuel Stewart and Sugar that Kronk style would cause Joe Louis any problems?
Mm, if you're talking about, I thought Joe Frazier was not thinking of Ken Norton. What did Joe Frazier was Joe Frazier with Eddie Fox boxing school, or was that just
Yeah. He was
he's with? So I don't know. The thing about Eddie Fox is he did a really good job of turning fighters into like the best possible version of themselves. Because I'm gonna keep it real. This is off subject, but Ken Norton beat Muhammad Ali 3 times, and the way he did it. No. Go back and stupid blocks on that fight. Me and you could watch them for all 3 fights live, bro. Ken Norton kicked Ali's head in all 3 fights, bro.
Nah.
The second one was the closest one. The second one was the closest
Ali
one.
won that one though. Ken Norton
That was that was the closest one.
So BVO and Boxing Scholar, I've always asked older boxing fans where they were for this fight when it happened and the knockout, the upset. Where were you guys? Do you guys remember where you were when the Buster Douglas upset of Tyson happened?
Was that 1990?
91.
Oh, that's 91. Well, I was 1 year old, so I don't know.
How about you? How about you, Scholar?
I wasn't even born.
Oh, you guys talk like you're older than I. You guys are the same age as me?
Yeah.
I thought you guys were.
Nah, we are internet babies, bro. We able to live 2,000 years because we got everything on the YouTube, bro. We can watch shit from the 70s.
Man.
Oh,
We
and
watched all them fights.
Yeah, and my third fight was Eric Morales versus Chavez Sr.
Chavez.
Chavez Senior was such a Tasmanian devil, man. I don't think there ain't many people that can beat him, especially when he was young. I mean, even though
You
he
don't
fought a
think
lot of
even a
bartenders.
you don't even think a prime Golden Boy would beat down a prime Chavez Sr.
Oh, see, Oscar's special, man. That's different. Oscar's special, man. You know, I get a lot of crap because
or
Oscar's
Pacquiao
probably
or Manny?
I don't know. When it comes to Oscar, man, he was special, man. I think the lipstick and lace they kind of ruined his whole like
The
prestige as a
perception of
fighter.
Oscar.
Yeah, but Oscar was a bad dude. I mean, I mean, you know what's funny, and people get mad when I say this. If Oscar wouldn't have got caught with that body shot, he very well could have won that Bernard Hopkins fight, man. That fight is way closer than people think. He just got caught, man.
See- see-
He just got caught.
And this is why I say for me, I don't really have a ton like guys like Lara uh Ugas are good to me. They're good fighters, but they're not to me. They're not considered elite level fighters. That's why I gravitated towards guys like Oscar, Golden Boy, Tito, and stuff like that because of the style. Because I felt the Cuban style kind of got boring. Like
Hmm.
it wasn't entertaining and stuff like that. That they they copied the Eastern European boxing style. Like the half of those fighters got trained by the Russian trainers in Cuba and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
think.
they got their own system. They just really good amateurs and they bring it to the pros. They've always had that type of system. Matter of fact,
No,
when the Cuban
but
that's what
early in the when when the Cuban boxing systems first started, actually the trainers that started training the guys like the guy who never turned pro, the Cuban fighter from the 70s that
Stevens.
Foreman said was the best fighter of that era that never had a chance to go pro. Um, I forgot
I
his
know.
name now.
I know what you. I'm Stevenson. I know what you're saying because I did hear about how when they started the whole quote unquote boxing program, you know, Russia at the time had a lot to do with actually getting that in motion. But I think what Boxing Scholar saying is true. I think over time they kind of made it their own.
Yeah,
Um,
it started
but
out as the Russian system, but it became evolved into the Cuban system that we see today.
and
Basically,
they still like you said that was a great point you made. They still look very Eastern European, in and out, in and out. The only difference I think now is that they've kind of made it to where they turn orthodox fighters into southpaws, which I think is kind of different because they look them to be awkward. And I think when you build a fighter, it's kind of tough, man. That's why when people talk about Floyd Mayweather can't read and all that crazy stuff, I don't really talk about that because the thing about Floyd is a creation. You know what I'm saying, boxing scholar? Like Mike Tyson is a creation. These are not fighters. These are people who was created to do certain things in the ring. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah,
Like if I look at Floyd, I see Sugar Ray Leonard, I see Pernell Whitaker, I even see a little Willie Pep in him. I just see a bunch of people in him. I don't just see Floyd himself. And the same
is
thing,
Oscar his own style, or do you see a little bit of other fighters in Oscar?
Oscar just fight like a black dude. That's all it is. Oscar just
Oscar?
yeah. I mean,
Go.
and the reason I say that is because Oscar can be a little slick at times. That's what I mean when I say fight like a black dude.
But he
Oscar
has
can
more
be
power. But he's a
yeah,
slick fighter that has more power, which is an odd thing to say.
yeah.
Like
What would you say to that? What would you say to that, Boston Scholar? What you think, man?
I think I've heard Paulie discuss this before in the past, and I think Paulie has a high IQ in boxing. But I gotta call Cap, bro. I gotta
Yeah.
call Cap because when you look at like Detroit, right? Detroit,
Uh huh.
Emmanuel Stewart. They had Emmanuel Stewart. They had Bill Pops Miller. They had Luther. They had a bunch of those guys who had similar styles and they was learning off each other. But every fighter
Hmm.
that comes out of there has that same type of system. Same way with cat skills. You know what I mean? they buy into certain principles. And with the Russian fighters, they fight like European fighters, where they bouncing on their toes in and out and out. Not a lot of pivots, not a lot of head movement.
Uh-huh.
Fucking Cubans don't fight like that. Cubans like to control range. They like to keep their lead hand out. They like to slow the pace down in the fight. Like, nah, I don't. I think Paulie was capping on that shit.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
I heard
Early on, they that I understand what you're saying. Like now, you see more head movement and stuff like that. But early on, when you first saw the fighters, like the tape of
In
the
the 50s. He talking about in the 50s. That's what he talking about in the 50s and 60s.
yeah, the 50s, 60s, and 70s is when you saw the lack of head. It changed when Stevenson came in, came into the amateurs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, and to be honest, like I said, this is why I gravitate towards like guys like Oscar Tito and stuff like that because of their styles being more entertaining. Because I feel the the Cuban fighters over rely on the the boxing skills. I understand skills pays the bills, but that kind of over relying on that and not focusing developing more power kind of hurts you in the long run. That's why fans felt those guys were very boring and stuff like that, like Lara, Gamboa, and and Ugas. The fans felt they were very boring and stuff like that.
I don't think you can develop power. I think you are what you are.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you say that because when I look at Tyson Fury, man, I don't know where this new power came from because I've been watching Tyson Fury since like I was a little kid, and I don't remember like I don't know where he got this power from. I never thought I was. He just looked different than he used to. Like I don't know if it's the crunk style or what, but that's not the Tyson Fury I remember. This big ball bully Tyson Fury, I've never seen him.
If you go back and look at that first Wilder fight, he used to do too much movement, and then he got with
Yeah,
Ben Davidson. You know Ben Davidson's a YouTuber, right?
I joke around with
say it one more
Not a
time. Go ahead.
YouTuber, not Ben Davis. Okay, so look, I gotta go back in history, right? So go back
Go ahead.
to a long time ago when HBO was still in boxing. I remember one time it was HBO shouted out a YouTuber. They was like, "This is a guy on YouTube named Lee Wiley. You gotta check his videos out. He's amazing." Right. And I
Yeah,
had already been following, like, holy shit, he got an HBO shout out. I thought that was pretty
yeah,
dope. But that guy, Lee Wiley, works with Ben Davidson and comes up with his game plan, which is fucking crazy to me. Like a
yeah,
YouTuber, like giving game plans. Wow, bro. Like, what if the YouTubers say no? Then Ben Davidson as a trainer is kind of through. I just think that that's wild. But
yeah,
yeah. So if you go back and look at Tyson Fury in the first fight with Deontay Wilder, he's doing all those herky jerky movements. He's doing unnecessary. He's moving too much. You just have to be
yeah,
one step ahead of a guy in boxing. You don't have to be five. And he would do
yeah,
too much movement. He wasn't set flat footed. You know what I mean? Ready to deliver power and counter. So he would put himself out of position. When he got with Sugar Hill taught him proper feints, not to just move your head just to move it, actually set something up off of it. He taught him to find points in boxing. So that's why we seen what we seen. And also, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I got to be honest. That punch, even though it wasn't Tyson Fury's fault, was to the back of Deontay Wilder's neck, and that's a vulnerable area. Now, granted, Deontay Wilder did turn his head to him and force the shot to go that way, but I
uh-huh.
mean that is a vulnerable area. I remember getting hit there before. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel great. It's a very vulnerable area.
I've always said this with Deontay. Can you imagine if he had that Kronk style with his power?
Yeah, it'd be like Tommy Hearns. Have you
Yeah.
heard Tommy Hearns?
He really would. But
Tommy was
you
like
know.
that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
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 bro.
man.
Tommy Hearns, pound for pound, probably to punch harder than Wilder, bro. Tommy Hearns knocked somebody out falling down, bro, and he was a cruiserweight.
Oh Jesus!
I think you know what's funny. I think because you seen Tommy Hearns get the curl juice beat out of him a few times, people forget he's still a 5 division champion, man. He just got the curl beat off of him a couple times. I
Look, if
mean,
Tommy Hearns would come around today, BBO, with some careful navigation, he could probably retire 60-0 with 50 knockouts and probably be undisputed at one weight class, bro. With the navigation that you could do now, Tommy Hearns
oh
could
for
be
sure.
he could be rewritten. You know what I mean? With that type of power that he had, like the fact that that just goes to show you how cold the old school was, right? Like that they was
Yeah,
willing to jump up and go fight other great championship fighters in other divisions. And now they scared of the people in their own division. They won't even fight the people that's the best in their division. They try to navigate around them and look for big paydays, et cetera, et cetera. But if Tommy Hearns had stayed at welterweight, nobody would have beat him. Like he would have had that only knockout loss to Ray, but he would have never fought Hagler. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have got that loss. He probably could have went on and reigned for another 5 years because eventually Tommy no, Sugar Ray ended up moving up. So he wouldn't have to fight Sugar Ray. Roberto Durant moved up. So he would have just cleaned out everybody at welterweight.
yeah. I just what you're saying is very true, man. I think the funny thing about Tommy Harris, man, he just was. That's the thing about them older boxers, man. I don't know how those guys kept up with that pace, man. I tell you, a lot of guys, a lot of guys get knocked out now if they had to fight like a Marvin Hag or people like that. Because I tell you what, man, when that whole Errol Spence fight went down, I learned a big lesson, man. Like, if a dude only fight one type of fighter, he's not what they say. Because I had to think, when did Errol Spence ever fight a lefty? Never.
It would have been Manny, right?
Yeah, yeah, but that fight didn't happen. So I'm just saying, like even coming up, he only fought maybe two, maybe I think he fought like two lefties his whole time coming up, and it's like, oh, so he had guys tailor made for him, and people don't want to admit it, but in a way, I found out through that Errol Spence was kind of made to be more than he really was. Because man, the way that Terrence, beat the curl off of him, man, it's like, no, he had no business in the ring with Terrence Crawford, man. And I'm just being totally honest, man.
I said this before that Bud that look see so I said I wasn't trying to take away anything from Bud, but if you just use logical common sense, and I ain't know Monday more than quarterback. I have a video about this when I was doing the Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence breakdown. And I even noticed that he had his eye was I'm like, what the fuck is going on with his eye? That's whenever the sparring partner like this detached his retina light. And then he ended up
Yeah.
pulling out of the fight, to get surgery. But I said all these things, I'm like, bro, you expect me to believe that the guy that went through this, and I put his picture up, is normal after going through this? I like you guys have clearly never seen a bad accident in your life. I've seen bad accidents, and I know that like people don't be the same. There's some people who just break into a tree, they fine, but they hit their head and they're not the same anymore. You think this guy was thrown out of the car at 100 miles per hour, Lamborghini, and they got the video of it, and you think that he's gonna be normal after that? Like, bro, that's fucking absurd. I can't even believe, like in hindsight, that people really gave him a chance to beat Bud. I always thought Bud would beat him before the car wreck. The car wreck is not gonna make him a better fighter. He's getting older. You know what I mean? Like it was just so many things. I can't believe people actually gave Spence a chance to win that fight in hindsight. Hindsight's always 2020, but just looking at like,
Yeah.
bro, he didn't suffer offensively. He's still offensively good, but
Mhm.
defense, like he's
Defensively,
not the
yeah.
same. You know what I mean? Like he's not the same
Yeah.
fighter. I can't believe y'all thought Bud was gonna go in there and get knocked out. When they started talking knock, I was like, oh, you done lost your fucking mind. If Spence win, it'll be decision. He ain't knocking Bud out.
I think you know what, and I think Bud showed a different wrinkle with the power jab. I mean, I've never seen Bud fight like that before. He was being the bigger man, so to speak, and he was beating Spence to the punch. And I had no idea Errol Spence lunged like that so much. I'm like, you lunging against a master boxer? You trying to go to sleep? And heck, man, that's exactly what happened, man. He lunged against a monster boxer and got beat to death. I hope we don't see that fight again. I hope nobody make that fight, man. I
Yeah,
really do.
yeah. And BVO, I've said this like what the latest comparison is Devin and Shakur, and I've always said this with Devin. He's very limited on his what type of punches he throws. It seems like he over relies on the jab because he doesn't really have a huge punch selection. Like, do you guys see that too, or am I being too critical of Devin when I
I
say that?
think Devin ain't got a chin. I think Devin don't have a chin to do a lot because if you notice, it's always 1-2. He don't never give you 1-2-3 or 1-2-4, 1-2-3-4. It's always 1-2 and he get. I think his chin is kind of suspect. What you think about this, Scholar? I think that chin a little soft,
Blasphemous.
man.
Blasphemous. Nah, he ain't. It's what It might look. I don't know about his chin, right? One thing that you want to have as a fighter is you want them to have questions about your chin all the way late into your life. That means you did a good job defensively, to where you didn't get shooken up, to where you had to show you had a good chin. So that's always a positive in the sport of
Hmm.
boxing. But yeah, he doesn't have enough power to keep those guys off of him, so he has to do it behind his jab. He got to manipulate them before they can even start their offense. Because if you don't have a punch, it's hard to keep fighters off, which is why Paulie Malignaggi was getting mowed down later in his career, because his reflexes slowed and his jab wasn't the same. So people was just mowing through Paulie. You know what I mean? But yeah, you have to have an effective jab to keep the fighter off balance, so they can't land those power punches. Something to respect, something to think about. Think about the jab constantly. But yeah, Devin Haney will be fine, bro. He's a good fighter. He'll evolve. He'll like if Floyd was able at 147, as competitive as it is, to be the smaller guy moving up with hand problems, figured out ways to beat all those guys. Devin Haney will be all right.
I think he about to choke this dude out. He about to choke him out. It's over. It's over.
Yeah, and I've always said this. Like, I go on Twitter to check like the random stuff, and a Devin fan posted this like crazy thing that he wants him to go against Regis, then against Ryan, then against Subriel Matias, then against Tio. I'm like, are you crazy putting him against Subriel Matias? If Subriel feels his power and it doesn't affect him, you really think Subriel's gonna not walk him down? Like, what is possessing these people? Just because he's an elite boxer doesn't mean like that's what I don't get. Like, what's the line of thinking in that? Like, Subriel's gonna walk him down and not get hurt by his punches.
But that's what you
I,
want. You want to
yeah.
fight. You want a fighter to go into a fight that you think he can't win. That's what makes the sport. That's what the
Yeah.
fans now complain about, that we don't get that, and it happened in the people of yesteryear. But that's what you want. I don't. I like Devin Haney out of all the people, him and Tio, because they actually fight fights that people want to see, or they'll release a plan. Hey, I plan on fighting this guy, this guy. Meanwhile, Tank and Shakur, they ain't fighting nobody. They want the image of looking like a monster without actually going out and be a monster. I feel
Doing the
like
work.
Dev don't have it. Look, Dev got probably 1% the power that Tank has, and he's talking about fighting these guys that Tank should be talking about fight. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah,
Dev is his mentality is a throwback. That's what you want out of a fighter.
Yeah.
but all, and I've said this BVO too. I've I've said like Dev, Bill. I understand his promotion, but Bill's gonna hurt his son like in the long run by promising knockouts during these promotion for these fights when he knows in the long run his son doesn't really have the power to hurt these people and stuff like that. If he does that against the Subriel Matias, he's gonna get his son hurt, like
I
really
don't know.
hurt.
I don't know about that. And the reason I say I don't know about that is because people get mad when I say this. Devin Haney is a bigger, I'll just say a bigger with a better jab, Paulo Malignaggi. I mean, and think Paulie is a two division champion, a true two division champion. And the thing is, I think Devin's going to use his head pause to get him where he wants to go. And I think you're going to find out that Devin he's going to struggle at 147. But right now, I don't think there's nobody that could, because Regis. Let's be honest, Regis is a shell of himself. Regis is not the same guy he was when he fought Josh Taylor. Just like, truth be told, Josh Taylor wasn't who he was when he fought Tio. People don't understand. Making weight and all these hours in the gym, man, take a lot out of you, man. And you could just see when I seen Zerillo, put Regis on his back like first round almost. He holding on for dear life. I said, oh, Regis ain't the same. So no matter what, I think Devin Haney is really getting close to midnight, and I think the chariot's gonna turn to a pumpkin. But I think he's just smart enough, like Paulie was, to maybe get a belt, but maybe not have a long run. What you think?
I agree with you, and and I've always said that I respect Devin for what he's doing, but let's be honest that T- Teal Teal didn't fight Devin or Loma. Neither of them fought Devin, and it's their fault. Wait, what do you mean? Loma just fought Devin Picasso.
I mean, you gotta remember, man, and Boxer, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think Devin wanted to fight Tio, man. He don't. I think Tio is Tio's a different animal. I just think because Tio talks so much, I forget. Tio will bust your head open, man. When he went into that Josh
It is
Taylor
the
fight,
opposite. I think
huh?
look this what
What?
this Devin showed me, right? When Devin was
Okay.
tracing Loma, when Tank was avoiding Loma, that showed me a lot back then. Because I felt
Mm-hmm.
like he would have got his ass whooped by Loma. You know, and then the fight that happened when he was older showed me that he
Mm-hmm.
definitely would have got his ass whooped by Loma. But the fact that he was even trying to get that fight shows me that his mindset and his belief in himself. See, a lot of people try to pretend, they try to portray confidence, like, oh man, I'm
Yeah.
this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that. But you only gonna show it in your works. Who you try to fight, when you try to fight them, is gonna show me everything I need to know. And I feel like T.O. and Devin have that same mindset. So I don't think that they're avoiding each other. I just think that because both of them, like, their mindset is I want to fight bigger and badder, or go into fights where people are like, what is he taking this fight? I don't think neither one of them see themselves as that type of opponent. Like if Dev fought T.O., I don't think people would look at it like, why is he taking this fight? You know what I mean? I think that they are trying to take on bigger challenges. Like the Josh Taylor fight, people were saying
Yeah.
T.O.'s gonna get killed. Literally, they were like, "Oh man, Josh Taylor's gonna fight him because he's a
Absolutely.
bigger guy." You know what I mean? So he taking that fight. Even when Dev was fighting Loma, they was like making excuses like, "Man, you know, Dev ain't got no power. Loma's gonna do this. I don't give a fuck about the age, et cetera, et cetera." So yeah, I think that both of them are trying to take fight. Like even the Regis fight. I think this BBO. I think the Regis fight is gonna be easier than the Cambosis fight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Regis is not the same. And the thing that people don't understand, he knocked off four straight tomato cans before he fought Zerillo. And Zerillo, is nobody would mistake him for a great boxer, even though he got some power. And I tell you what, that it just like you just said a good point I forgot about. We just had been asking Tank for the fight. The fact that Tank won't fight him, didn't fight him when he did. I mean, he ducked Loma, he ducked Regis. I mean, it's just like it goes to that old saying, people listen to who they like, man, and not what the truth is, because nothing about Tank's career tells you he wants to fight the best, and he don't. I mean, he fought Ryan. Let's be honest, Ryan Garcia is a prospect, man. He's a very popular prospect, but he's a prospect at best. He was the freaking silver champion of the WBC. That's nothing, man. You know who the silver champion is right now? Adrian Broner is silver champion at 140. So that means nothing. He was a silver. That's the best thing Ryan could do was become a silver champion at 135. I mean, so I don't know. The more I talk about Tank Boxer, I ain't gonna lie, man. It make you not like him because he's just such a con artist, man. Like he tried to say he liking the same thing as Floyd. No, Floyd fought Chop Chop. Floyd fought killers, man. He didn't fight just anybody. Floyd only fought the best, man.
Chop Chop Corley?
Yeah.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Like that's a guy that nobody talks about a lot. Chop Chop? Why is that? Why do you guys think that is?
He just chop 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 chop. He just got lost in the sauce, man. And I'll tell you what, the people that ran boxing back in the day, man, they did the whole boxing a disservice by only promoting Manny and promoting Floyd. I mean, they act like nobody else existed, man. What you think about Scully? I think
I
that
think
hurt the sport, man.
I think it's the fans, man. Like it's the fighters, it's the promoters' job to pay out the least amount of money and make the most. So they're gonna do marketing according to that. They're gonna look at the numbers. You know what I mean? It ain't done randomly. But the fans gotta educate themselves. Like when the dude was asking us earlier our age, and we all around the same age, but we
Yeah,
studying the sport. You get what I'm saying? We're not
yeah.
just sitting and stagnant with just the fighters of our time. We going and learning about the fighters in the 50s and the 60s. Like if you are ignorant at this point about boxing, bro, you need to switch to table tennis or golf or some
Or
shit. Like you have
pickleball.
the internet you have the internet at your fingertips. You can watch every single fight that's ever existed outside of the modern ones. You know what I mean? That flag fight. But the old school, that shit is all online, bro. And
It's
these fans
all
need to
free.
go educate themselves.
Yeah, and this is where I don't get why people say Tyson Fury would walk all like I've heard this is coming from Tyson Fury fans specifically saying that he's too big for a guy like George Foreman and he would lean on George Foreman the whole fight. And
Did you see?
and I've
Did you see what George Foreman did to Ken Norton? Oh my God, man,
no,
George
no,
Foreman.
that's what I said. That's what I said. Like You really think George is gonna allow him to lean on him? George is too strong for that. Like, let's be
I don't know
honest.
if this is true. I don't know if this is true, but I read a book that said that George Foreman punched a bull and it died. I
You
don't know
ain't
if
even
that's
gotta do
true,
that,
but
BBO. I got a video. I got a video on my channel of the shorts. George Foreman punched the fucking lion, bro. I
oh, I
bullshit you
heard
not.
that story. You talking
He
about
had
that
a
when
pet.
that time when it got his brother, right?
Yeah, he had a pet lion. The pet lion attacked. They were filming or something. They might have been taking pictures or something, but the guy was recording, and the
Hmm.
lion was trying to attack his brother because he didn't know him and trying to eat him. And George Foreman stood between him and his brother and like pushed the lion off, and the lion like charged at him, and he punched the lion on the top of the head. And when he punched the lion, bro, the lion turned around and like felt the punch and like stop attacking. I'm like, God damn, what kind of power this motherfucker got, bro? For a lion to be like, oh, I don't want to eat this. Nah, this
You know,
motherfucker.
and the funny thing about the story, you know, George now is grandpa in grandpa mode. He just said it so cool, like that lion knew I was just as dangerous as you was.
Yeah, and there was actually stories of him literally punching through a brick wall. Like, how is that even possible? Like, when I hear that, I'm like, there's no way that's true. Like, maybe this is just to make George bigger than he actually is. Like spread these rumors that he did stuff like this, like to make him larger than life and stuff like that. But now that you said
I'm gonna
there's a
say I would tell you this about I'm gonna tell you this about George Foreman. That's why when Ali was 31, he was only 31 years old. Ali was our age. And when Ali beat George Foreman, that's why he was crushed because George Foreman has if you ever see George Foreman hit the heavy bag, I mean, I don't know if you've seen that thing, Boxer Scholar, or Ant Man, where he was like 70 years old hitting that doggone heavy bag like that.
I've
Just
seen the
imagine.
have you seen them have you seen Big George Foreman on Netflix, the movie?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
that.
they showed some of that, like what you're talking about, where
It was
he
fake, BBO.
Huh?
what?
It's fake. Him hitting the bag is fake.
Oh, that's fake.
Yeah, they if you go back and you look
The
closely,
newer one,
they
or you talking about back in the day?
the newer one's fake. If you go back and
Oh,
look,
okay.
they what they do is they got George Foreman saying I'm a blah 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 whatever he said, and then they put the hood over him. They got a young
Yeah.
guy they edited it. You can see the cut,
Oh,
and
okay.
then he
Okay.
starts hitting the bag, and then George Foreman comes back and like I'm gonna make a comeback, but not that ain't George Foreman.
Oh,
Okay.
so
Yeah,
that movie's
I was
fake.
shocked.
No, not the
No,
movie.
he
He's
talking
talking
about the
about a
clip.
clip.
The clip. Yeah. That makes sense because I couldn't believe a 75-year-old man is hitting the bag that hard.
Shit, if he was, bro, then he definitely with the heavyweights we got now, he could make a comeback. You know what's crazy? Now, this what's always happened, BBO. This is why I say,
Uh-huh.
man, don't associate BBO with me. I fuck with BBO, he don't fuck with me. I always say that, bro, because I say a lot of stuff that hurt people' feelings, bro, but it be the truth. See, one thing
Yeah.
somebody can't tell you, like it's a lot of people that have opposite views of me, but they respect me because I'm me, bro. I'm gonna say exactly how I feel, and I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be a logical process and not gonna be no emotional ass shit. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
with Tyson Fury, bro. I made a documentary. I did the wordplay on what's that shit called on Netflix? What the hell? Remember it like Supersize Me?
Yeah.
I called it Supersize Me. And I was talking
Yeah.
about how people are so obsessed with height, right? Oh, height. When you can lie on the tail of the tape. I talked about Luis Ortiz, like how if you go look at his fights before Deontay Wilder, they used to say he had like an 86-inch reach. Cause I used to pay attention, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
86 inches. What? You know,
Yeah.
and then
That's
when
like
he
a
fought Wilder,
orangutan on.
it went down to 70 something because they actually probably measured him. Like, but you can lie
Yeah.
on the tail of the tape. And the one thing that everybody based all the arguments of Tyson Fury being so dominant is on size. And it's like he's not
Yeah.
even 6'9". I showed how like he was with Jason Momoa, and Jason Momoa like, how tall are you? Now mind you, Jason Momoa was probably like 6'4", right? And Tyson Fury
Yeah.
was like, I'm 6'9". He looked at him and was like, damn. But he didn't believe him, bro. Like it was just an awkward moment because he's like, I'm
Yeah.
6'4". There's no way this guy's 6'9". But it was just an awkward moment. And then I showed when he was about to fight Otto Wallen, they were face to face, and Otto Wallen said, "You're not 6'9". He said, "No, I'm 6'7". He said this out of his own mouth, bro. But the one thing that
Yeah.
they say, oh, size, is not even an accurate measurements because he's lying about it. Now we go to
Yeah.
skill, right? I talked about how Tyson Fury's never faced nobody that fast, how the footwork, he wouldn't even be. able to keep up with it. He's not even fleet-footed anymore since he got with Sugar Hill. He fights flat-footed, and this is the best version of him, ironically, where he's getting a knockout. You know what I mean? So the best version of him couldn't beat the best version of Ali. And I just talked about size and everything and how Tyson Fury was overrated. They told me I didn't know shit about boxing. Tyson Fury would dominate Ali. He would dominate that era. Heavyweights are getting better, blah, blah, blah. So if you go to every point I made in that interview, I mean, in that video, and you apply it to the Francis Ngannou 100% facts. I talked about how Tyson Fury's claim to fame was the Vladimir Klitschko win, but he didn't even look impressive in that win. Like Deontay Wilder, I said Deontay Wilder went and learned a new strategy under Malik Scott in like what 4 or 5 months, whole new style over the age of 35, and he was able to implement it, and it was effective for rounds 1, 2, 3 till he abandoned it. Francis Ngannou just exposed that. He did the exact same thing. He was able to maintain it though, because he's a much bigger guy. That just goes to show me George Foreman would treat Tyson Fury like beef jerky, bro. He fucked him
man.
pretty bad, bro. Like the main reason that Francis Ngannou was giving him trouble was because of his size. Because he's not just tall, he got a width to him. Deontay Wilder got those little chicken legs, so he ain't got no girth to him, so he was able to be moved around really easy. Francis Ngannou was like a tree. He was solid. So Tyson Fury couldn't just lean all over him and play with him like he did Deontay Wilder. And because he was so sturdy, he was pushing Tyson Fury back. He was beating Tyson Fury up on the inside, and Tyson Fury's an inside fight. You can't make this shit up. That right there let me know that George Foreman would fuck Tyson Fury up pretty bad too.
And and the funny thing you said that is even when you talk about Deontay Wilder, the thing about Deontay Wilder, man, like you said, he fell in love with his power, man. So he really didn't even work on his game like he probably should have been doing. So when he ran into Tyson Fury, and it's funny because Tyson Fury just do a lot of old stuff that they used to do in boxing. Like he like to put his gloves over your nose, he just do a lot of old school tricks. And I think the more I watch Tyson Fury, because I seen the same thing you seen when he fought Dillian White. He couldn't move Dillian White around. Only problem with Dillian White, he a sucker for an uppercut. So of course he had that clean uppercut, beat him, beat him to death. But if you as big as Tyson Fury and he can't move you, he looks very human, man. Because that face he made in the ring when Ngannou knocked him down, that had me scared to death as a boxing fan, man. I don't know about you, boxing.
Hey, what was about a curve punch too. He could not handle the curve punch. He looked more devastated after that knockdown than Deontay Wilder with his right hand.
Way more.
Yeah, and I've always said this. David Benavidez does old stuff too that you don't see any boxers do. He knows how to use his elbows. Like people get pissed at him for doing it and call him dirty, but let's be honest, that's a technique that old boxers got away with. And if the referee's not doing anything to stop him, how is it his fault? Like how is it David Benavidez's fault that the referee's not stopping him from using his forearm shiver?
So I have my problems with David Benavidez. One of them is not him being dirty. You know the difference between a dirty and a clean fighter? The clean fighter is their favorite fighter. The dirty fighter is somebody they don't like.
Absolutely. Everybody does it.
They all know how to headbutt. They all know how to get away with stomping on your feet. And they all know how to do all those little dirty tactics. But the difference is when it's my favorite fighter, I'm gonna justify it. When it's somebody I don't like, oh, he's dirty. I can't believe he did that. Like I always make that point with Tyson, right? With Holyfield was butting the shit out of Tyson. But Tyson got a whole bunch of film of him butting other fighters. Holyfield was just a better headbutter than him.
Yeah. and you know what's so funny? That when you see Mike Tyson's eyebrow, man, you knew that he just got the heck butted out of him. And I just put it like this: the thing I always said about Evander Holyfield was his will to win was almost unmatched, man. When you ready to die in that ring about winning, dude, you're a dangerous man. And that's the thing I think made Evander so great, because he was willing to die in that ring, man. Not too many fighters would want to do that. Salute to my brother Jay Gibson, salute to my man Sean in the chat. But the fact that some of them guys was willing to die in the ring, like I think that's what made Ali dangerous. He's ready to die, man. That's a couple times I've seen him in the ring, especially in that Foreman fight. I thought he was gonna die, but he didn't. I mean, that third Joe Frazier fight, I don't know how Ali got up was able to continue that fight, man. And I'll be honest with you, man, that type of boxing, man, I see why they don't do it no more because people will pass away fighting like that now.
Shit, I
I
don't know. It
mean,
wasn't a lot of deaths then. It was more deaths when they took a run when they got away from that type of fighting. In the '90s, there was a lot of death in the '90s. '90s,
yeah,
like as biased as I am to the '90s, if you're just looking at it for like what from a outside perspective, that was probably the most skilled. It was like because you had Muhammad Ali that motivated everybody, even people from other sports. You had
yeah,
the boxing being at its peak from what the groundwork he laid that Ray Robinson and all those, I mean Ray Leonard and all those guys helped maintain. Like that
yeah,
'90s was the peak. You know what I mean? Like it was just
yeah.
every division was lit. You had Don King promoting the shit out of the sport. It was just up and down. That shit was just amazing. It was amazing. That was an amazing era.
I just hate that
Alex
we never got that Tommy Morrison, Mike Tyson fight. I hate that we didn't get that, bro.
was Alex Pereira was he the main event?
Yeah, he won. He won. I
Bro,
mean,
Alex Pereira is a light heavyweight.
yeah,
He was fighting Izzy.
yeah.
Bro, them guys definitely on.
These dudes is juicing, man. That's why I don't like UFC all like that, bro. These dudes is clearly juicing, man. I mean, you can see they all got pimples and man. These dudes is juicing, man.
Can you hear me?
Nah, you cut out. I didn't hear
Okay,
you,
I said, bro, they definitely on steroids, bro.
man. That's what I just said. They juicing, man. I mean, it's clear they
Bro,
juicing, bro.
ain't no way, bro. We look if this was a boxer, if this was Bud, they'd be like, man, look, Bud got to stay up there because he don't want to end up like Roy Jones. Roy Jones always the litmus test. You want to end up like Roy
Yeah,
Jones going up and down and weight and getting knocked out, right? So it's like
yeah.
if that's then why are UFC fighters able to do it from fight to fight? Like 205 is the equivalent of our heavyweight division.
They man, they're juicing, man.
They
You,
definitely are, bro.
I just
As
looked
a
at
matter
this
of
dude in the ring. He had pimples all over his face, bro.
BBO, there's a video of Rampage Jackson saying the silent part out loud, and
Yeah,
you know, because and I put it on online because these UFC fans, man, look, I envy UFC fans. At the same time, I think they're idiots. I envy them because their biasness helps their sport grow. Even when they
yeah,
bicker amongst themselves, they always come to the common goal of the greater good of the sport. Boxing fans don't
yeah.
do that. Like they'll bro, they
No,
draw lines. They make gangs. There's boxing gangs, bro.
I know it.
Matter of fact, matter of fact, BBO, we've been eyeing you for a while, bro. We've been eyeing you for a while. Hey, you remember on Don't Be a Menace, been hanging around the homies
Yeah,
from the hood for a while.
yeah,
Think it's about time we jump you in. But yeah, but like it's like that shit, bro. Like
yeah,
there's no there's only unity to cause separation. They only unite to form a cool kids club to exclude
yeah,
everybody else out. That shit is weird to me. But yeah, that's why I envy them. But at the same time, whatever Dana tells them is facts. Like when Victor Conte, I don't like Victor Conte either. You know what I mean? But when Victor Conte
yeah,
was talking about them juicing and how the UFC basically promotes it, he basically tried to instead of addressing what Victor Conte said, he was like, "You know what he did, right, Balco? That guy's a piece of shit." Like, bro, address what he said, not what he did in the past. Like, is
I
he lying?
mean,
But yeah, Dana was like shitting on his character, but whatever Dana says is true. Like people look at Nate Diaz, right? Nate Diaz is like kind of like a pillar in this sport. He should be. I mean,
yeah,
what he did for the sport. Nate Diaz Dana White has been out publicly talking shit about Nate Diaz and how Nate Diaz didn't do this for the sport and how he don't sell. He basically said Nate Diaz Ultimate Fighter season was like one of the most the least viewed in history.
unwatched. Yeah, yeah. Dog
And
me.
then he said that he's not a star and he don't move the needle. And then he had to later come back and bite his words. But like, why would you say that about your fucking product? But because Dana White is the controls all the narratives, if he
Yeah,
says that, the UFC fans will stop supporting that fighter. That's what I mean by I envy them, bro. I wish
yeah,
that we could do that in boxing, bro. Where we could be like, hey man, y'all don't watch this fight. This fight ain't worth shit. And everybody in boxing like unite and be like, yeah, we're not paying for this shit. To force promoters to give us the shit we want. But it ain't like that. You know what I mean? If you got a fighter who did an interview on the page, you know what I mean? You got to kind of be loyal to it. Hey, that's one thing why I never involved in that BBO. If I ever
yeah,
do an interview, it's gonna be with an old school guy because their career is already done. I ain't got
Yeah.
to worry about it. You know what I mean? But and they could give me knowledge. You know what I mean? Hey, what this fight? How did you feel? How, game plan stuff. I would really would want to know. You'd be interested in knowing.
Yeah.
But if I do an active fight, I say I learned this lesson, right? I remember when Kell Brook fought Amir Khan. Bernie the Boxer went on Mark Nash show, and I was on there, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm going with Kell Brook into the fight, right?
Uh-huh.
But Bernie the Boxer comes on, and Mark's like, "Hey man, you got any questions for Bernie?" I'm like, "Yeah." Hey Bernie, I'm like, Amir Khan always drop off and have mental lapses in this fight. He always start off winning, start off really, really good, but then he just fade off, and he eventually end up getting stopped, especially at the elite level.
Yeah.
Like, have y'all been working on mental and stuff to prevent that? Oh yeah, man. You know, me and what do you say? Bomac. You know, Bomac is aware of that. You know what I mean? And Bomac has been talking to him about it. We've been really working on it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, they're aware of their weakness. That's how you fix
Yeah.
it. You know, you got to acknowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, we good. We good. We good, bro. Me knowing what I know, bro. People born around don't fucking die square, bro. That's why they have the Alcoholic Anonymous group. It's a lifetime work to get rid of the alcohol. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
stop doing alcohol. So it's a habit. So why would he all of us if he had mental lapses, how Bomac gonna fix that? Unless he get jump in the ring and take a punch for him. There's no way he can fix that shit. But me, like being appreciative that he willing to answer my questions and you know what I mean, I felt like I went against my better judgment.
Yeah. You
And that's
felt.
when I
Yeah.
said,
You felt the Lord. I've had that happen. I think the hard thing is because I wanted my boxing channel to be a boxing forum. I've been doing it. It'll be a year at the end of December, so it'll be a year at the end of December. And I could say I wanted to be more like a boxing forum. But one thing I found out is if people think you're entertaining, people will hit you up, man. I had a boxer's mother call me, man, and made me feel like crap off something I said. So I think the thing I'm gonna try to focus on more is like you saying, man, not be connected to the boxers because they will try to shape the narrative of how you talk on your channel, man. And I don't want that, man.
and on the flip side of that, BBO, let's say T.O. do a interview over here. You know what
Right.
T.O. gonna turn this into? The T.O. station. Because what's gonna happen is because you got the interview, when
Hmm.
something happened, people gonna be expecting you to know what's going on with T.O. every movement. And
Yeah.
T.O. might utilize that. He might be like, hey man, just tell him this. Cause see the what fighters don't utilize is YouTube, right? So if look, my pay-per-view numbers, let's say they flop, right? Let's say
Hmm.
Boxer Scholar have an event with Showbiz and it flop, right? And I don't want to be legally responsible for putting out false reports. What do? I call a YouTuber, hey man, that shit did 1.7, but you can't tell nobody. My sources say Boxing Scholar did 1.7. You get what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah, I
not
see what you're saying.
I'm not legally obligated for nothing. See, so some promoters and fight people are smart enough to use that to their advantage, but I never want to be that platform where they use the Boxer Scholar as sources say type shit to where I'm shelling for them just for another interview. Like, bro, you a boxer just like everybody. The sport of boxing will go on after you retire.
With the without you.
Yeah, so it's like as much as I admire you, bro, it's always
Hmm.
in with the new, out with the old. It's the process of boxing. If the sport didn't stop for Muhammad Ali, it definitely ain't gonna stop for you. You know what I mean? So with that being said, bro, I never wanted to turn my station into a fighter station where I basically give him a whole bunch of free content. Like I'm helping him like he helping me.
Yeah.
He may be helping me more, but I'm still helping him also by you know what I mean by giving him this. Like this is a free interview. You ain't have to get your publicist to set it up with ESPN, and you ain't have to do all this other shit. You can speak how you want to speak, it, etc. You know,
Yeah.
YouTube is for free market, so you getting your back scratched also. Because there's been some moments where fighters have said shit and it went viral on YouTube. That ain't from their channel,
No.
so it's a mutual thing. You know what I mean? But their fighters will act like they only helping you. Like, and this is me. This is not BBO. This is Boxing Scott. One thing I say about Bud is he gets on my nerves at times because I feel like he only focuses on negativity. Like if
That's
I
it.
made a video and I'm like, man, fuck Bud. Bud is a
He hear
horrible
that. He
person.
don't hear all the people that say they love him.
Yes,
He ne-
he'll
it,
focus on the negativity, and I feel like if me, and this just me, this just
uh-huh.
me. If it was me as a fighter, I would ignore the negativity and focus on the positive because those guys ride hit really hard for you anyway. Like I see him in these debates, like they're like ready to pull up with the address because you talk about Bud. Why wouldn't
Hmm.
you amplify your supporters so you don't have to address your negativity? They gonna do it for you. They on YouTube.
I'm gonna tell you something that I've learned about the scholar from like just in general. Money don't unlame a lane. And what you're getting a lot of times with a lot of these boxers, these are lame dudes who come into some money. So of course, a guy like me, or maybe even you to some extent, man, dude, I don't care what nobody think. My life goes on where you got these boxers, man. They got these rabbit ears, man. Like, and I know from talking to Bernie myself, man. They get these rabbit ears, but they don't never hear the good nobody say. So I just said, F them, man. F them all. And what I'm working on now, and I would say if you want to get into interviewing, man, like you said, we gotta. If you notice on my channel, I've been in a lot of amateur boxing, man. Screw these pros, man. We're gonna go with the young guns. The guys with 2 and 3 fights, man. That's where we gotta go, man. We're not gonna sit here and beg nobody who's already, a has been. I don't mean when I say has been, I mean his career is already played out. It's already playing out. Let's see about the young buck coming up who got 10, 15 years left. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm learning to do, man.
And that's a genius plan. And you know what's funny about that, BBO? They'll say shit like I heard somebody say, man, bro, they just be dogma, bro, repeating talking points that they heard somebody say that they thought was true. They didn't do no investigation or nothing. So this is what they said, man. You know what's killing boxing? The amateur program. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Who won the amateur wrestling for America, or the last time America medaled in wrestling? You know what I mean? Like
Who
who won
knows?
the boxing event this year? Nobody's even watching that shit, bro. Like the Olympics ain't the same as it was when I was growing up, bro. The
Oh
only thing
man,
that stands out in the Olympics is track and field.
it's the same thing. It always stood out. When I was a kid watching Michael Johnson in Atlanta, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but
You
it's always stood out. It's always been the number one attraction, but they still knew who Sugar Ray Leonard was. You get what I'm saying? The boxing
Yeah,
still had its place. Now nobody gives a fuck. So it's like you gotta evolve with the times or you gonna die, right? Like UFC, they always talk about how popular it is and stuff. Like nobody knows who won wrestling that year. You know what I mean? Like, and then he goes to UFC as a star. So I think they overestimate the stuff of yesteryear. You know what I mean? I don't think the Olympics is that popular. Now, what is popular and what I say is the gift and curse of boxing is YouTube, because
yeah,
YouTube keep boxing alive. So with what you just said, if they would shut the fuck up and stop all this, oh, let's go to the Olympics. They say stuff that's impossible, that's out of their hands, so they don't have to do no real work. Now,
yeah,
what you said is real work. They could go find these amateurs, you know what I mean, and interview them and give them a platform, just
yeah.
like how Olympic boxing used to. They could be the change they talking about.
I'm gonna tell you something funny, man. I talked to shout to liaison minor. I talked to a young boxer. She had just kind of got into it, but wasn't into it like she wanted to. She just won 154 national championship, man, by knockout, and is actually going for the Olympic trials. And she did it at 154, but she wants to go down to 139 because I think she kind of want to bring on some weight bully stuff. But the fact that I stayed with her and 6 months later she became a national champion, that's what it's all about, man. There's no need for me to try to rediscover Bud, rediscover Arrow, rediscover Adrian Bronner. These guys are already who they're going to be, man. But if we focus, like you just said, if we figure out what our niche is, man, just like when I first heard your channel, I had never heard a young cat that knew boxing like that. And I was like, hey, it kind of inspired me, man. Like, listening to your channel made me learn about John L. Sullivan and, all the great guys from yesterday. I'm like, I can't let this dude outdo me if I ever get on the panel with him. And I think that's all it takes, man. It's about us pushing each other, man, and having fun with it, man. Because these boxers, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. They just all divas, bro. Like, I can't say something without you getting heart, bro. Come on, bro.
Bro, and you know what's crazy, BBO? Even let's just say when I was having a bad day. I was having
Yeah.
a bad day. And somebody said something bad about me. I'm human, right? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
do? How much accounting? $5 million? All right, I ain't responding to this goddamn YouTuber. Bro, you have a bank account full of money. You have an opportunity to create generational wealth, bro. Like you're participating in the sport that we love. Man the fuck up, bro. Like, bro, I don't understand how
Money
some
don't
people are
hey,
sensitive,
Boston
bro.
Scholar, money don't unlame a lane, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm gonna tell you this. When I heard this is the thing that made me laugh. I seen, and I'm not trying to single this guy out. when I seen Terrence Crawford going from radio station to TV show to radio station to TV show, telling people to apologize
Oh
for
yeah,
picking
that was
Errol
weird.
Spence. I said, bro, didn't you just make $30 million?
And got undisputed and knocked the guy out.
Eh,
You ain't gotta
Not,
you they don't have to apologize for shit they was wrong.
I don't gotta, dude. You just said it back, and you knocked the guy out and became undisputed champ. What? But it goes back, as my father always said, man, money don't and lame and lame. He said, if you a Urkel, you a Urkel, bro. And I
That's some of
noticed
the
a lot
realest
of
shit.
catches
Some of
Urkels,
the
man.
realest shit. That's some of the realest shit I done heard. So BBO, you remember when I first met you? I ain't like you, right?
Oh yeah, because I'm black.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it was, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. And like if you would have came with like a little white tone, little mellow tone white dude, you would have came up there white. I'm like, oh, I gotta let my guard down. Thank God. Now, what it was is I was on Mark's show. You know, it's a lot of trolls over there. And then when
Yeah,
I first met you, you was talking about debating me, bro. They be trying to debate me, bro. And I'd be like, debate? What the fuck I'm at, bro? What I look like debating a random YouTube? You know what I mean? Like, that's how I looked at it. I didn't know you was a content creator and everything. And
yeah,
I went for a Mark channel and actually, I'm like, oh, okay, he putting in the work. And then I seen you in the dude I call coach. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good channel. And you be grinding. You know what I mean?
yeah,
See, one thing I never wanted to do, bro, I remember before I started creating content, I remember being on the other side of this where I wanted my
yeah,
voice heard, bro. And I would be listening to people and I'd have to put up with dumbass opinions just for my voice to be heard. And I
yeah,
was just, but I did, I paid attention to the stuff they did wrong, how I wanted to run it. Oh, no, don't do that. You know what I mean? I was taking notes the whole time because I knew I wanted my voice to be heard and be a content creator. And then I just started grinding shit. I started grinding, you know what I mean? It started building me an audience, you know what I mean? People respect me, et cetera, et cetera. But like when I
yeah,
seen that, I was like, okay, okay, I like BBO now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Grinding, you know what I mean? I like you. I agree with shit 70 to 80% of the shit you talk about. So I was like, oh, okay, I can fuck with BBO. I don't fuck with a lot of. It's a lot of YouTubers BBO I thought was cool, bro, and then I had to
Oh yeah.
find out like, oh man, God, you one of
They'll
them,
switch
bro.
up on you, man. Hey, I had a cat tell me one time, and this is funny. I shouldn't bring this out on line, but I'll do it. A cat said, "You came on my show, man, and you upstaged me." I said, "How did I do that?" He said, "You just being." He said, "You ain't." He said, "Not nothing you said. You just being yourself. You upstaged me. You made it to BBO show." And I'm like, "What?" So when you hear that kind of stuff,
BBO. Oh my, you can't. What you just say? You can't unlane the lane. See, this is the type. This is how I look at shit, bro. And I guess I just
yeah,
got a different mindset than everybody else, bro. I look at it like I know you know who Jon Stewart is, right?
yeah,
Jon Stewart had the Daily Show, right?
uh huh,
Stephen Colbert was one of his analysts. Stephen Colbert went on and to have a successful show that was more successful than Jon Stewart's. Jon Stewart loved the fact that his homeboy went and had a successful show and he's responsible for that, bro. Like now he has another connect. He has
yeah,
a friend that's making it on his level. You know what I mean? Like it's just so many different, it's more positive than negative. But people will try to, they want you to dim their light so you won't outshine, bro. That's the weirdest shit in the world, bro. When people
yeah.
come on my show and start cooking, you know what I do? I mute up and let them cook. What the fuck?
Hey, dude was. It was funny because dude was mad. I'll say his name because I don't mess with him. But your boy H Money said, yeah, you can't come on here, man, and just outshine me at my show. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? You
Nah,
asked me
real
to
talk.
come on. You asked me to come on. I did it. And, at the end of the day, I think the thing that's funny is some of the stuff I say can be perceived a certain way, but I drop little nuggets. And if you got a brain, some of the stuff I say, you like, oh, okay. Like when I say I'm an Asiatic black man, you know where that comes from. I ain't got to bring that up. This little thing that you can drop and let people know, hey man, you're not messing with just a regular lame dude. Like this stuff is nothing, man. This is just the internet. I don't know how people get mad about the internet like they do.
Bro, let me tell you about
Crazy.
this shit, bro. So I know of H Money. I didn't really know. I seen H Money who used to be beefing with Ring IQ. I was subscribed to Ring IQ. You know what I mean? I didn't know who H Money was. And then like, a couple years went by, I caught a couple of his videos. And then like eventually I met H Money. I finally made it on his radar. We came cross paths when I was on my Puro show. Cause him and Puro cool. And then I
Yeah.
subscribed to his channel, you know what I mean? And I remember watching a video, bro. And this is why I say he is the Adrian Bronner of YouTube, bro. He got a ton of
Absolutely.
potential, but he's never gonna live up to it, bro. So he had free smoke panels, bro, and it's like a little bit controlled chaos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they eventually get tired and people start dropping off. It's by default, bro. It's not because he moderates anything. But then again, it's free speech over there. You know what I mean? So a lot of people fuck with that. And people like to see drama, bro, in theaters. That's why we like wrestling and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the
So people
projects over there.
yeah, so people like to go over there. But the one thing you have to remember, you never lose sight of the goal. The goal is boxing, right? He
Yeah.
talked himself into getting Bill Haney on the panel with Devin and Shakur. That's your
Uh-huh.
moment right there. That's for to get you in everybody's algorithm right there.
Yeah.
He let the dudes on his panel be like, "Hey man, hey, be quiet, man. Let Kevin talk." Kevin, man, if you don't shut the fuck up, Kevin, and put everybody backstage and let Shakur and Devin Haney had a moment, like, bro, that could have been fucking viral, bro. And then Bill Haney's another one that's like fucking Crawford, where he go to the negativity. He always pull it up on H Money channel. The other day he
Yeah.
was on there and a dude was like, "Man, I just missed Bill Haney." They're like, "Yeah, bro, you just missed him." And then he's like, he started talking, the other dude started talking, "Shut the fuck." He started going off on him, bro. "My TDCJ number." I'm like, Bill Haney, you want to associate yourself with this type of shit, bro? Bro, Dub Right Side loves the shit out of Devin Haney. Go to their
Yeah.
channel. Support
Yeah.
that guy.
A guy that love your son's dirty draws. Respectfully. That's my man just was saying. Uh,
Facts,
It's
bro.
just
That's facts, though. Go to the people who fuck with you. Why are you so interested in the people who don't? Is how many of those people do he think is gonna go out and buy Devin Haney's pay per view? Because right
not a
side ain't
one,
fucking.
man. Not a one. But I think, and it's cool that we have this conversation. I think the thing that we're talking about is an overall problem. Man, you got men that act like women, bro. It wasn't what they didn't make. They didn't have any father. They didn't have a father, and they do that. Like I'll tell you something funny that happened. So I was playing basketball. This is probably funny. So I'm playing basketball, right? So I'm trying hard and I win. And the dude was mad, like, "I can't believe you played hard. You up here sweating on me, beat me in this game like this." And you know what's funny? Shoot to my man Tommy. Shoot to my man Wad. I just thought to myself, I didn't even hear him, Bosco. I heard his mom. I said, "You sound like a woman, bro." You ever had them moments where like, "You sound like a woman," and I just could hear,
Absolutely.
I could hear the woman in him. I didn't hear like a man. I heard a woman talking. And I just say from there, I just say pretty much you got a lot of these guys that act like women, man. They're very emotional, make emotional decisions. You never heard of men doing the stuff that you hear now. It's because they got raised by these women, and women can be very, very erratic, man, and how they handle anger, how they handle disappointment. And that's why you got a man quick to slap a woman now, or quick to do whatever. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, they just like them. They equal. They
exactly,
equal.
man.
The reason why they slap them is because they feel like they equal. You ever notice a gay guy is quick to fight a woman because he feel like he is a woman? They the
Quick.
opposite. They not openly gay. Well, shit. Let me stop. They not openly part of the rainbow community. They not openly, but they got that woman inside of them that be like, "How dare, bitch? How dare you?" You know what I mean? It's like a reaction
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah, and if you ever see a grown man clap his hands like a woman when he talking, it's
Yeah.
like, oh man. But see, what happened to me is that I got raised by like old people, so I'm an old man listening to you talk crazy, and it's like, uh, bro, I don't want to be a part of that, man. And I'm
So,
sure, I'm
yo,
sure.
yo,
Go ahead.
what you just said, bro, just brought a idea out of my head, bro. It be the feminists, and it also be something. It's that I call it Highlander syndrome amongst people that look like us. You know what I mean? I hate
Yeah,
talking bad about people to other people. I could do it with me and me. It's just all black
yeah,
people because they be like, "See, I told you, black on black crap." You know what I mean? You know how they try to do it, but
yeah. Just
it's
just
something in it, bro.
foolishness.
I remember I used to be hitting the bag, BBO. Now you know the
Hmm.
heavy bag is supposed to be designed for power. Now I was a
Yeah,
hard puncher. So I'm in there
yeah,
fucking destroying the bag like Foreman, bro. It ain't no little
yeah,
bag neither. It ain't like I just go up to a 100-pound bag. I'm destroying the bag. You know what? A black
yeah,
dude come up and tell me, "Damn, bro, I'm gonna stop the fight. I'm the referee. Why you hitting the bag so hard?" And I looked at his box rec. He was getting knocked out because of his lack of power, bro. Instead of
yeah,
just him appreciating, like, "Damn, man, I wish I had that type of power." He was hating. He was trying to pour. water on the fire, bro, before it got to full steam. You know what I mean, bro? I don't
Yeah.
that shit, that kind of shit, bro, is the same type of energy people be bringing over to YouTube, bro. I can't have you outshine me, bro. What are you doing? Check like this. I'll give you a prime example, BBO. Remember I told
Mhm.
you I didn't like you when I first got here. When I
Yeah.
seen you grinding, your grind made me respect you, bro. Before I even listened to your opinion, I'm like, damn, he dropping this, he doing it consistent. You know what I mean? So when I went
Yeah.
to check out your content, I'm like, oh shit, we agree on 70% of shit. So right now I'm at work, bro. I I
Right.
I I, I do something every day, like class in school. I'm gonna end up either doing 12 hours or plus. I don't get no off days. So a lot of times when I do get off days, you know what I mean. My hobby is discussing boxing. So I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So I either do it at work or when I get home, whatever the case may be, right? So
Hmm.
with that being said, bro, when I see you online, because
Yeah.
I feel like the most important thing you can give somebody is non-renewable is your time, right? You can't
For
get that
sure.
shit back. Bill Gates got a whole bunch of money. That motherfucker can't buy no time. Them Saudis, they can't buy no time. That shit not going backwards. It don't matter how much money you got. So I feel like when I see you online, I give you my time to show you that I really fuck with you. I
Yeah.
really make it exclusive of the people that are panel that I jump on because I have to
Yeah.
I have to respect the person. I realize that now. I can't be on nobody panel I don't respect, bro. Like and then because I got my own panel, I'll be like, a lot of the audience is the same. I don't want to say the same shit over and over. You get what I'm trying to say? If
Yeah.
I
I know
jump on
exactly what you
five people
mean.
panel, I give my opinion on all five. Then when they go to, I'm like, oh, I already heard this before. I don't want to listen to Box Scholar now. So I'm cognizant of shit like that. So
Yeah.
with like me jumping on your panel, I really fuck with you, bro. I fuck with you a lot, bro. You
Hey,
cool.
I appreciate you, man. You know what's funny? I knew I had something good when I kept seeing bigger channels than me, hitting me up, keep going. It was a shout out to I always bring this cat up, man. Shout out to your boy for for telling me early on. He was like, BBO, you can do this, bro. People hate your guts. You can do this. I said, they hate my guts. I said, why they hate my guts? He said, because you give a unique opinion that's not controlled. And I think just like you do, just like you bring a preciseness to your boxing history, man. I think I just try to do my best, man, at giving a unique opinion. Because too many cats, man, they just been raised by women, man. You could just, as my uncle would say, you could smell the woman on it. It smell like perfume. So when you get a chance to just to rap and have fun, man, that's what it's all about, bro.
Hey,
That's what it's
BBL.
all about.
Also be cognizant of this, bro. Be
Yeah,
careful for people who show up and don't join your panel.
for sure.
Because I've seen people join, like I've seen people go to other people's channel and they in the chat the entire night, and I'm like, bro, this is supposed to be your homeboy. Everybody who's moderated knows moderating is harder than being on the panel. You know what I mean? So if you understand that and you know that it's hard, why not go up there and just help it? Bro, me and you have been talking for what, an hour 30, 40 minutes,
Yeah,
just nonstop boxing, bro. So why not just come up here and help it? We just have, it's like we on the phone having a conversation, bro. And if you really fuck with somebody, why not do that, bro? But if you in the chat, I feel like you looking for oh man, you hoping that it fail and you looking for competition, like
yeah,
competition eye. You got the competition glasses on. They don't really want you to be successful. They want you to just have a 30-minute live. You know what I mean? And then like,
yeah.
all right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. That's you gotta be eyeful of those type
I
of
see,
people.
I see, I see. I see that more than you would think. Where you'll see some, like I remember it was a guy. I ain't gonna say his name because I don't know if it's true, but he would always come to my live like right before his show started. Because a couple of times, I'd have hit the algorithm, man. Like, well, I have like 100 people in, he'd be like, dang. And I remember like it would be a big YouTuber, he'd come in and then his show start. And then I noticed when his show start, he would kind of take people away. So like you said, hey man, that's what these cats do, man.
Hey, it's a dude named like that. I don't know if you know like that. You know like that.
Uh-uh.
Like that is from Mark's show. Man, he's funny than a motherfucker. He always come on my show. He's a younger guy. He's funny than a motherfucker. But like
Yeah,
that was like I had a live. I did a live today, and then I ended it and came back. But see, I wanted because I don't know how to chop my clips up yet. You know what I mean? Like I did that so my boots would be separate from my other shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I didn't want to have to go back and actually chop it up myself because I don't know how. It won't let me do my lives. I could do other videos, but not my lives. So like I told him, he was like, "Damn, bro, you should have just kept when you had the audience." I'm like, "Bro, them numbers gonna come. All you got to do is keep putting that shit out there, bro. People gonna stumble onto your channel. The algorithm gonna work for you." I've seen it happen
Yeah,
too many times. I mean, like
yeah.
just make sure your content is crisp and people gonna fuck with you regardless. Especially if you got a unique viewpoint. I was like, bro, just watch. It'll keep. All I gotta do is keep being consistent. Like shit, when I jump off of here, I'm gonna just start another live. I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about, bro. I'm gonna just go live. Fuck it.
Hey, man, but I appreciate you, man. Hey, there's nothing but love, man, for your boy BBO, man. I appreciate what you're doing, man. I appreciate you showing love, man. Even though you did duck me, I'm glad you admitted in front of everybody that you ducked me. So I can write that down.
I ain't know
That
who you was, bro. You, like, you gotta remember the first time I ever seen you, I'm like, BBO boxing. And then you like, man, let's debate. I'm like, what debate? You know that like, bro, that's like, you know what I mean? Like LeBron James eating breakfast at a cafe and somebody be like, let's play one on one. You like, one on one, bro? Like, what the fuck I'm trying to eat? Like, I was just there to, bro. Honestly, I was there to troll, bro. I like going on Mark's channel and just fucking trolling the shit out of people, bro. And this is what I always tell people, bro. And they try to say, oh, Mark Scott, you don't get no credit for this, bro. I told them every time I troll is from my account so people know it's me. I feel like it's really cowardice, bro, to have a profile and have another profile. You're already anonymous because you're on the internet. You in the safety of your living room or wherever you is, basement, wherever you is, right? Then
yeah,
go create another avatar so people won't attach you to your original avatar. To me, it's cowardice. So when I troll, I
yeah,
want them to know, oh, that's the Boxer Scholar trolling. You know what I mean? Because, bro, it's always like, we called it clowning, bro. I call it
yeah.
clowning, like teasing people and stuff like that. I never
Roasting,
looked at
whatever.
it mean spirited, like
No,
go kill yourself type shit. That's some new age shit. Like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't take it that far. So, like, bro, I just be clowning, bro. But I went over there to clown, bro, and that's whenever I seen you on there. And I remember when we disagreed about something, and I was like, ah, rookie, get out of here. Yeah, I was I was trolling, bro. And I remember let's debate, let's debate. You kept pulling up, let's debate. See, them debate forums, they left a bad taste in my mouth.
yeah.
Pause. But because
Hey, that was
I
crazy.
remember when I first started seeing it, it was knockout boxing, and he was doing his Errol Spence versus Bud stuff, bro.
Yeah,
And I remember they would have like 5 hour lives, bro. And I was just paying attention during this time, right? I was paying attention to what people were saying. And I remember all the people would just, it would literally be the a different show, but the same arguments they were using. A side, B side, Coke, Pepsi. And it would just be like that for 5 hours, bro. Nobody making no tangible points, nobody articulating themselves fine. And then some of them was even pulling up with the AKs. You know what I mean? And then at the end of it, I would even look at it. Even the judges sounded like generic to me because they would say the same thing. It was knockout, drag out. First off, we're gonna stop this knockout, drag out shit. We watch the sport of boxing. We know what knockouts and dragouts look like. They don't do it with words. That's wrestling. That's WWE. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So no. And them same people would say Devin Haney was a boring fighter. Devin Haney at least throwing fists to the head. He not using words. If Devin Haney would stop in the middle ring, like, stop. Listen, I hate you. Your mama ugly. Your grandma got a plate in the head and it's wood and she got termite. If he did that for 36 minutes and then after the fight, people and do no punches, would people say, damn, that was a knockout, drag out fight? Nobody would say that.
No,
So if you can't say Devin Haney is born for throwing punches at somebody's head or making punches miss, and you think somebody is verbally assaulting somebody is exciting. That's why I was like, okay, these people kind of crazy. Then they argued about the fight for 5 years, and then when we finally got the fight, they said they wasn't watching it. That's when I was like, I'm done with that whole debate and shit, bro. Like I watched them debate every single day about this fight, A side, B side. He need to take this. This fighter suck. He ain't got no resume. He's trash. He's this. He's that. And then when we finally got the fight, they didn't even show up to support the fight. And that's when I was like, yeah, yeah, I can't do this debate shit, bro. Like,
hey, you was like my man.
I
You was like my man, Carmen. Screw you guys.
you know what it, and you know another thing, bro. I'm not that type of person. Like, if you argue with me about Tank, right
Hmm.
now, you might get a ton of pushback at first, but if you articulate yourself and make some good ass points, I'll be like, damn, you're right. Debate would be over. I'm not that
Hmm.
type of person where I know so much and I can't ever grow. The people in the debate are gonna double down on what they believe, no matter what facts is presented to them. So I couldn't even my mindset couldn't even be proper in a debate. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If me and you was debating Rocky, you was like, yeah, Boxer Scott, I agree, but this and this, I'd be like, God damn, you're right. You're right. You're right about that. You know, like with Trevor Bryan. Trevor Bryan.
Hmm.
I wanted Mike Tyson because I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan to go beat the shit out of Trevor Bryan, become the oldest and youngest champion of all time, right?
Hmm.
But he didn't do it. You know what I mean? I was really mad because Stacey McKinley was even talking about the fight. So I was like, yes, we can get it. We can get it. Then I wanted him to go against Holyfield, and they would say he was the greatest heavyweight of all time. With those accomplishments, how could they not, right? But
No, yeah, absolutely.
if you look at Trevor Bryan's resume, bro, Trevor Bryan, you know, I mean, no disrespect, because he is in a bad condition now, but he is not a good heavyweight. His
No.
style, his skills, he fought a guy 3 times, bro. If let's say I was a
And
huge Trevor Bryan fan, and you would show me like Boxer Scholar, he got a fight with a dude that he knocked out 3 times, and when he fought the dude the first time, he only had 2 wins. I'd be like, damn, BBO, you right. I can't
yeah,
even argue with that. So I can't be a debater because a debater could be like, no, let me tell you why he's the greatest. He is a champion. In the history of the world, there's only been 20 WBA champions, and he is one. You know what I mean?
hmm
I can't fake it, bro. You make a good point. I'll be like, damn, bro, you got me. I can be persuaded by facts. Put it like that.
yeah. Not just off how you feel about something. And that's one
And
of my
bro,
favorite. That's one of my favorite things about my brother Free, man. He be saying he don't go off feelings, man. He be going off feelings sometimes.
bro, Sugar Ray Robinson.
hmm
As good as he was, bro, he beat his wife, bro.
Yeah,
Those are facts. If I was
he
ever
did.
on a panel and I was talking to Good Lights, I'd be like, yeah, man, but he beat his wife. I would not double. Oh, let me tell you why he's great. He used to give money to the charities, and bro, it don't change the fact that he beat his wife. Facts are facts. So I can be persuaded by facts, bro. I don't even argue one. When people talk, bro, I had this conversation with a young guy on my channel about Ali being a womanizer, bro. I like, yeah, bro, Ali was a womanizer. Oh no, how could you say that about Ali? I'm like, bro, go read his books. Go read how he talked about women, what the women said he did.
Man, I knew Ali was a trip when he was married to a woman. Seen her at the fight and he had seen his, I guess she thought he was going to training camp. And he seen her and said, you know what, this is over with. And he never talked to her again.
Bro, in the Thriller in Manila, the reason why that fight was Muhammad Ali was this is another thing that made him great. He'll have marital problem. Look at like as great as T.O. is, bro. And yeah, I said great, bro. I'm getting a lot of flack for that, but he is great to me, especially
hmm
his potential and what he's already
Oh,
accomplished.
what he can be,
But
yeah, for sure.
it, he has a lot of problems out the ring, and sometimes they can't affect him. They can like the
hmm
the Sandor Martin fight. The afterwards, he showed that it affected him. You know, do I still got like stuff like that shows that it plays. Muhammad Ali was married to a woman, and he told the media that the girl that he was with, you know what I mean, that was interviewing him was his wife. And when he told them that his actual wife flew out to the fight. So there was like some drama before the fight even happened. And he still went out there and like you said, like should have almost damn near died of that fucking fight. On top of dealing with marital problems. So that's what make him great, in my opinion. But yeah, bro, like that type of shit. Like, bro, you married, you going out there telling the media this my wife and you just met this person. You know what I mean? Like that stuff like that, bro, is like
He
he's
did
like
that
a
all the
womanizer.
time. He did that all the time.
Yeah, he was a womanizer, bro.
And you know,
He
it's
let
funny.
this man.
Only other wife he was good to was the last one because he had Parkinson's. I
It,
mean,
I think it was a combination of the way she took care of him when he had the disease, and he was older too. You gotta remember at that time, Ali probably done nutted a million, 1,145 times, bro. Like he was okay, you know. He was content. Like, bro, I watched this documentary one time, bro, and it was the lady, it was the lady that was the wife of the person that put together the fight, the Thriller in Manila fight, and she was like not a queen, but kind of like the queen. You know what I mean? And
mhm.
heard her start talking about Muhammad Ali BBO. I like Ali fucked her. Ali fucked her, bro. You could just tell, bro. It was like some Will Jada and Pac shit, bro. Like the
Yeah.
way Jada still talk about Tupac. It was some shit like that. I was like, damn, Ali ballsy to the motherfucker, bro. He out there in Manila where you get murdered, and he go in there and creep and sleep with her. And you know when she was, and afterwards she started talking about how handsome Muhammad Ali was and how he was so tall. She just, bro, she was basically drilling in the fucking interview, bro. I was like, damn, bro, Ali put it on her ass, bro. He went to Manila and put it on her, bro. She still remember that. But yeah, bro, she was that's just who he was. And Larry Holmes said he would tell Muhammad Ali, like, hey man, you need to train. And then Muhammad Ali was like, oh, shut up. You don't know shit about boxing. What's funny, we think Roger Mayweather was the first one that said that. Ali told Larry Holmes, you don't know shit about boxing. Shut your young ass up. I do what I want to do. What the fuck you know about boxing? You know what I mean? Bro, and you know it's crazy? As good, I look Ali in a good light that whenever I
Hmm.
heard him, Larry Holmes discuss him talking like, I'm like, no, I can't see Ali cuss. Bro, I didn't even think Ali cussed when I was a kid because I never
Nobody
heard him
did.
cuss. He had such a squeaky clean image to me. I was like, Ali don't even cuss.
Yeah,
But nah, he definitely did, bro.
he was a regular man, man. He just played a good game, man. He played a good game because
Yeah, exactly. He was a regular man, and he did what most regular men would do whenever they were during that time. You know what I mean? They were really famous, and then he had the world at his fingertips. So he did what most
hey
people
man,
do. He go stick
you know
around.
the thing about him that's funny.
Hmm.
Unlike Floyd, he wasn't a lame. He had to play women to come see him. They wanted to come see
Man, Floyd, bro, man.
him.
You remember
Floyd,
when Mike Tyson was like, Floyd think he the best, you know what I mean? But greatness is not keeping yourself from the people. It's being amongst the people. He's a scared man. He can't even take his kid to school. You remember that shit?
yeah.
All that shit started because Mike Tyson and Floyd had old beef. Because and I always wonder why. I thought it was just because of, that Highlander stuff. There could only be one. I thought it was that, but
Hmm.
it ain't. Like 50 Cent said that Mike Tyson took him outside and was like angry. He was like, teach him 50. I used to hate this thing, man. I wanted to kill him. Like he was talking like that type of shit. And 50 said he thought he was gonna have to fight Mike because his voice went up to a high pitch. And he was like, he don't know
Yeah,
nothing about money. 50 just shot, like, basically like, look out for him. And he said he drove off, but and he was like, look at me, look what I'm in, 50. Like he was still mad about that shit. Like Mike was entitled to the world, bro, because he was Mike Tyson, which is crazy to me. But yeah, he's so the origin of their beef is Mike Tyson and Floyd was fucking with the same girl, right?
oh yeah. Hmm.
Mike Tyson said that one day he went to his house, or he was at his house, and his house got raided, bro, by the FBI.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What the fuck? Like, what the fuck?" He started thinking, like, "What did I do now?" He started thinking,
Hmm.
when you go to the principal's office, you start thinking about all the
Yeah.
bad shit
What's
you
going
did.
on? Yeah.
He like, what did I do? He started thinking about all the stuff he could have did to deserve that. And he said, they asked him, did he know this girl? And he's like, of course. Yeah, what the fuck? And then he said the girl basically said that he kidnapped her and wouldn't let her go, like on some Chris Brown type shit. You know what I mean? And he was like, what the fuck? He was like, I have videos of me giving her like the access code to my house to get in. She
Hmm.
knows how to get in and get out. Does that sound like a prisoner? So anyway, you know what I mean? Like they question him and they end up leaving. And he was like, "That's weird. Why the fuck did that girl do that?" Well, he said a promoter from Houston told him. When he said that, Jay Prince came to mind. That's what people interpreted. Told him this,
Yeah,
but he
Lil
said
J for sure.
somebody from Houston told him that Floyd Mayweather found out that Tyson was fucking her, made her go to the FBI and say that Mike Tyson kidnapped her. So that's where the whole stem of their beef comes from. So that's why he don't like Floyd Mayweather. And I can't say that's why Floyd don't like him because he never liked him. He would have never had the girl do that if he liked him. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the stems of their
And
beef.
guess what,
Tyson,
man? Floyd's a lame.
oh yeah, he the lame with money that you was talking about. Yeah,
When Andre, he fought Andre Berto, man. And he tried to make it seem like Andre Berto was wrong to bring his wife to the show. I'm like, bro, like I would rather do that. I would rather have a woman that want to be there with me than some chicks I paid to come. Like, I don't know, man. I always love Floyd, man, just because of his boxing, but I hate him as a person. I'll be honest though. He's a
I
horrible
wouldn't even.
person, bro.
Hate's a strong word. I say this.
Well,
One thing
dislike,
that
that's better. Dislike.
yeah, he's a hard guy to like because even when you defend him, he'll say some stupid shit that make you be like, "Oh God, shut the
I
fuck
shouldn't have
up."
said nothing.
Yeah, like bro, like even with now when he promoting Molten, and the interviewer is asking him questions, bro. Wait, hold on. Who fought more champions than me, bro? Shut the fuck. See, and here's the thing about Floyd. This is why I say Floyd should just shut the fuck up forever and just go away, bro. Because when he fought, they used to bring up Muhammad Ali, Tyson, and
Hmm.
those guys, and he would say, "They can have all that. I don't want to be the greatest. I'm gonna be the most paid of all time." This is your words. So
Now he
now that
won it
your
both
career is
ways.
over and you got the money and the legacy is left, what it be? Don't argue legacy now because that's you said you didn't care about that. You can't then turn around. Oh no, no, I care about legacy now. No. You said you didn't give a fuck about legacy. So let's go back and judge your career in proper perspective. When he say he beat more world champions, if I hear somebody repeat that, I automatically know when they started watching boxing and how legitimate their IQ is. Because he didn't fight them when they was champions. So a lot of them was former world champions.
Almost
That's
all
like,
of them.
huh?
Pretty much almost all of them.
That bro, that's like what's his name? What's the guy that Tyson knocked out? Not Trevor Bryan, bro. Damn, I'm having a brain fart. The dude he knocked out to get the WBC belt the first time when he was the youngest champion.
You
Trevor
said
Burbick.
Tyson, Trevor Berber,
Trevor
yeah,
Burbick.
Trevor Berber.
When he knocked out Trevor Burbick, that's like Trevor Burbick saying, you know what I mean? Well, I beat the greatest of all time, and I beat him when he was undisputed, Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like, bro, Muhammad Ali didn't have no belt when you fought him, and Muhammad Ali was well past his prime. Parkinson's was starting to settle in at that point. It's like, bro, you beat a guy who used to be Muhammad Ali. Like, no, you didn't beat no Ali. But like, that's like him claiming that as a he beat a champion. Like Floyd literally done that, bro. Andre Berto didn't have no belt when he fought Andre Berto, bro.
He had long been away from having a belt. Like, and he was a belt older. He wasn't even a real life champion like that.
Exactly, bro. So that shit's misleading, bro. When you say, "Oh, who beat more champions than me, bro?" Were they champ at the time you fought them?
You know,
Why
you
you
know
ain't
what
never been
that
undisputed then?
you know what that is, man. You got a little scared man whose name. I'm gonna tell you this. Floyd Mayweather is the only guy I know. He's from Detroit. He claims Grand Rapids, but that's like maybe 45 minutes away.
Mhm.
Just think, man. There's no statues. There's no nothing about Floyd. You come right here to I'm in Cleveland. Man, they got a statue of Don King. He got streets, and Don King still has the same house in East Cleveland. He don't be there no more because he old. He like to be in Florida. But you telling me Don King get all this love, and you the greatest boxer of all time, arguably in your mind, and no one celebrates you? I,
Man,
there's a
let
lot,
me
man.
tell you, Don King, bro. Like, bro, I used to be, I grew up in the '90s, so I heard all that bad shit they were saying about Don King. Now that I'm older, I could judge for myself. I see, like I said, number one, he don't do nothing nobody else don't do. They all robbing and fighting. They done passed around plates for Bob Arum fighters too. You know what I mean? They didn't retire
Yeah.
for nothing. Too. You know what I mean? So he ain't doing nothing. Boxing ain't changed so much that the contracts even look the same. Like I remember one time Mark showed me a boxing contract, bro, and it was
Hmm.
basically like shit, 2 3 lines, 2 3 lines,
Yeah.
bro. And I'm like, bro, the contract they used to say Don King gave them blank contracts, bro, because the business of boxing is still the same. They fucking fighters just like they did in the days of the mafia. Ain't nothing changed about that. You know what I mean? So with that being said, bro, I listen to what Don King actually say, bro. One thing you can never take from him is that he's a smart businessman. You know what I mean? And that he's
Absolutely.
actually smart. He know to articulate himself. And like I
Yeah.
was watching the interview with that guy who used the hard RE word, ER word, I mean, and I couldn't believe, bro. I couldn't believe that the bad rap that Don King got. He was basically saying this, right? He was like, you say that black people don't. Don King said in that, you seen that Spike Lee special where he was like, uh, Elvis can make more money in death than most niggas can make in life. You ever seen that?
Yeah, I see that. To my
Bro,
man
tell me
DP.
why that wasn't facts. Elvis, I remember being a kid and Elvis still raking in cash, bro. Like they were still having concert and everything, bro. Especially
Hmm.
in Vegas. Elvis still alive to this day in Vegas. Like they still
Yeah.
talk about Elvis. So he was still raking in dough, bro. He was like the most paid dead man. And
Hmm.
when he said that, the guy was like, "What about Joe Lewis? Look how y'all treated fucking Joe, bro. You can't make this shit up. The guy that you're naming that are our heroes, bro, is only heroes to us. Y'all treated them really bad, and y'all still talk bad about them after they're deceased. Like you said, how they did Joe Lewis. Joe
Yeah.
Lewis, bro. Oh, y'all went after him after taxes. Y'all recruited him to the army. Like, and then when he recruited other people, y'all treated them bad, and they didn't receive none of the benefits of actually going to fight for the country. They came back to segregated water fountains and housing, gerrymandering, all that shit. They still came back to that after fighting for the country. You know what I mean? Like Joe
Yeah.
Lewis did that on top of being a boxer, gave away some prime years of his career. He could have been boxing, then had to come back because they went after him after taxes. Like, bro, the way they treat Joe Lewis, bro, like the government, there should be a lawsuit against the government from Joe Lewis family for the way they did Joe Lewis, bro.
I mean, I'm telling you, man, it was. This is a funny time. We was doing a live, and I had somebody had me talking about Joe. And I'll be honest, man, if you start talking about Joe and what he went through, man, For fans like me, see you like me, you a super fan. I'm telling you, bro, it'll make you cry, man, when you think about what Joe went through. I mean, he didn't say none of that, bro.
He's a classical case of doing everything right and it's still not
Still
nothing
not
he
good
can do.
enough.
Yeah, nothing he can do. He did everything right. He wasn't like he see if you take the black champions that was like will be on the Mount Rushmore. Not as far as skills, as far as being the first to
Yeah.
ever do it and being real big. You would take Jack Johnson, right? But see,
Hmm.
Jack Johnson was really ignorant. He was dating white women. He would stuff his pants and say, "Hey, white fighters, if you can knock me out, yeah, I'll give you $1,000." Like he was that type of dude. He
Hmm.
wasn't even he was a revolutionary by default. He was a
Yeah.
revolutionary because he wanted to fuck white women and he wanted to do everything a white man could, but he didn't do it because he wanted everybody else to be able to do it. He was actually really selfish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because he behaved like that, Joe Lewis had to be on a tight leash. They couldn't allow another
Hmm.
Jack Johnson, bro. They couldn't stomach another
No.
Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson was starting riots, knocking people out, talking to the crowd. He was doing all this shit, and they didn't want Joe Lewis to do it. So when Joe Lewis behaved accordingly, he went to the army, he fought for him, he recruited for him, he talked in good light about, you know what I mean, white people, even though they was treating him really bad on top of being the champion. Then he went and
Hmm.
represented us against the Soviets,
Yeah.
not the
The
Soviets,
Germans.
Germany.
Yep. World War
He
Two.
represented them against they all became Americans overnight. Oh yeah, Joe Louis go do this, represent America. You know what I mean? He fought for America twice during the actual army, and then when he fought
With the
the
smell.
Germans, yeah, Bear when he fought Bear. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
Bear. Yeah.
I think it's Max Bear because Buddy Bear's the brother. Um, yeah, when he fought that guy, you know what I mean, and beat him, he became all of a sudden a hero to them just for that moment. But afterwards, they're like, all right, back to being a nigga. You know what I mean? But yeah, they treated Joe Lewis really bad. He did everything right. But see, Muhammad Ali came and looked at that and said, well, if Joe Lewis did everything right and y'all treated him that way, why in the fuck would I do everything right just to be treated the same? And they kind of respected Ali for that. You know what though? That's taught me. It taught me just even as a content creator, everything I do in life, bro. Be you. Be
Yeah,
you
for sure.
because people gonna respect you for it. They might not like you now, but they'll grow to respect you for being who you are.
Yeah. But I think when I think of Joe Lewis, it kind of reminds me. You're talking about a man who was born in the 20s, man, and I had a great aunt I was blessed to be around for a short time before she passed. Bro, the kind of stuff they dealt with, man, the stuff me and you deal with is nothing. I had an aunt who told me how she seen her brother get pulled out the house, man, and end up getting lynched and killed. So the stuff we go through, man, this is easy money, bro. This is nothing.
It's I don't know, BBO. It's perspective. It's perspective. The reason I say that, bro, is because the the imminent uh, threat of death was definitely more prevalent in their time, right?
For
But
sure.
because there's more money and economics involved, and there's more people that have took up over more land, the
Hmm.
economic is easier to imply, like the oppression. You know what I mean? Like if I want to push a button, if I got more money than you, I can even be black. If I want to push a button, I can make your life really, really hard. You know what I mean?
I see
Especially
what
if I
you're
know
saying.
people. I could discriminate you on your job. I could make them fire you for no reason. Like, bro, just something as small as health insurance, right?
Hmm.
Like I can't go and change a company right now because I'm tied into the insurance I got with my current. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of held
Yeah.
hostage, bro. Like, god damn, bro. I realized that when I was like, could I? I'm gonna go to this job. I'm like, bro. Then I gotta worry about going through another probationary period, and I need it. Bro, I'm like, damn, they really got me hostage at this fucking job. So it's like, I get what you're saying and you're right, but it's just times changes like everything else, and like a system can get us now versus like it ain't gonna kill us. You know, we still got a chance to fight, so we got it better than them. But better to me
I
is
mean,
like perspective.
you know what I say, and the reason I say it was worse, and the reason I say even, yeah, it's more, veiled now, but the fact of somebody can come into your home, man, and pull your big brother out of the house, bro. And this is the funny thing about it. Her brother didn't do this stuff that they said he did. He was later cleared of everything, but he was already dead. So I mean, people say they want, but the threat of death is such a big thing to keep people alive, bro. They keep us in line now. We're on YouTube, so I can't tell you that, but tell you why I say that. But the threat of death, man. You talking about a woman who seen at like 12 years old, seen somebody take her big brother, pull him out the crib, take his life, bro.
Oh yeah. The imminent death stuff was always there. That's why Jack Johnson is such an interesting character because that it was even worse for Jack Johnson there. You know what I mean? Like,
He didn't
bro,
care.
bro, that was Ali even said it like, damn, in those days they was kicking no
He
folks
said that
out
nigga was crazy.
and lynching. Yeah, he was like, that dude was crazy. Like, y'all think I'm bold? He was definitely bold. So yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah, the times was definitely different and more dangerous back then. I remember asking my grandma about this. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I asked her who the greatest boxer. You already know who she said. Who you
Joe
think she say?
Lewis.
Joe Lewis, bro. Yeah, because that's what they used to
Oh,
listen to
yeah.
on the radio. And
They
I
don't,
asked
they
her
don't,
about cotton and
they
stuff
don't, they don't
because
like
I was,
Muhammad, man.
huh?
I said a lot of the older folks, man, they don't like Muhammad. My grandma,
Oh yeah, she didn't
she
like him.
does.
She said he was a loudmouth. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
she called
I
him
remember
Cassius
when
Clay.
and Mama named
Yeah.
him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. But yeah, she didn't like Muhammad Ali. She thought Joe Lewis was the best champion ever, and et cetera. You know what I mean? And whenever we would talk, I would just listen. See, that's what I do around old people. I don't. I know that their mind is already made up. You know what I mean? They set in their ways. So I just take what they tell me. The stuff that's useful, I keep. The stuff that's not, I throw it away. Simple common sense. I mean, the reason why these young motherfuckers don't know shit because they won't shut the fuck up. They debating an old person. Bro, shut the fuck up and take the useful shit and use it and not don't. Like that's how you get wise beyond your years. But yeah, I would just talk to her about, because I was curious about cotton picking and stuff like that. She said she
Mhm.
picked cotton, but she said she got paid. I'm like, you in the South? How the fuck you get paid? And she was like, by the time she had got there, it was a different time. And she was like, people think the southern states was just wild, and she was like, it was. But she was like, certain areas in Texas, like the southern state, she like they didn't play that shit. Like they was like kind of like unified, and then white
Yeah,
people knew not to fuck with them, bro. Like yeah, you could take us out of our house and kill us, but we gonna kill your ass too, and we ain't worried about dying because you're gonna kill us anyway. Like they had that type of mentality. Like
yeah.
it was a mutual respect, even though they ain't really respect them, but they knew like, okay, if I do this something to them, it's gonna be
It's gonna be
repercussions.
repercussions. I'm gonna tell you something that's even real about what you just said. If you bought somebody like your grandma or like my grandma, the idiots now will call themselves. Ain't that funny how time changes? Because they all about, you know, having their own business, entrepreneurial spirit, trying to make some things happen for themselves. Because let's be honest, man, me and you was one of those guys. We not on YouTube for fun, bro. We're trying to get some money too. So
Absolutely.
it always made me laugh when I hear people be talking about YouTube on some, oh, I'm gonna do this and that. No, BBO's here to make money, man.
You know what? BBO. Let me say that. I'm gonna make this point really, really quick. So,
Yeah.
so, yeah, we're not here for free, but you just got to keep shit in perspective, right? Like there's
Hmm.
some people who take it too serious, right? Where they
Yeah.
be walking around with shades and a mink on, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, what I'm saying, I made it to the top of my, like, bro, calm the fuck down, bro. You're on YouTube, bro. But yes, just what you said. Like, you got to be somewhere in the middle. Like, I'm here to make money. It's a hobby. The idea of doing what the idealistic position for a person to be in is to do something they love and get paid for doing it. Like you paying me to talk about boxing? I mean, can you imagine being a full time content creator like Showbiz? That's a dream job. Like I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie, I don't even really fuck with Showbiz like that. But I admire what he's accomplished in the sport. Like to be honest with you, BBO, Showbiz is more popular than Tiafimo Lopez. That stuff always hurts my head to even think about.
Hmm.
Showbiz don't take no punches. Tio, they don't even want to. They say Tio wasn't even a real undisputed, right? They be throwing smut on his name all the time. And Tio actually participate in the sport they say they love and talk about. Showbiz ain't took no point. He just do his little noises, the little slapstick comedy stuff. And there are more people that know about Showbiz than fucking Tio. Matter of fact, Sean Porter be hanging out with Showbiz and invited him on his show. I'm like, wait a minute, you the boxer. Why is you get him? It's supposed to be the other way around. He's supposed to invite you to stuff, not you invite him. But hey, that just goes to show you how much YouTube is important in boxing and how much your character will take you, how far to take you.
Because my favorite person on YouTube, people don't like him, is oh, it's been Boxing Ego. I'll be honest, I always liked Boxing Ego, man. I always thought he was super funny. And just think, if Boxing Ego wasn't such a prick, he would be even bigger. I think Showbiz is mastered. Hey, I'm the man, but I'm gonna still be nice about it. Where some of these guys, like you said, man, they want to talk crazy, man. Like
They
it be
act like
wild, man.
this, bro. They act like this shit is a primetime network. Like they are actually on NBC in a time slot. Like when they say show, bro, I be saying show too, but I never look at it like this ain't Family Matters. Like I didn't have to. I'm not getting paid by advertisement a whole bunch of money. You know what I mean? I'm not on a network where I had to fight for a time slot and then my ratings. I'm not. This is not a real show, bro. So
Yeah,
when people pull up with bad audio, I'm like, hey, bro, I just can't hear you. I mean, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I just try to be humble in my approach, bro. And Pure always tell me, "Oh, Box Scott, you gonna change?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna change." Like just like I'm not the same than I was 21 years old, but my character is what my character is, bro. I am who I
yeah.
am, bro. That shit gonna be the same.
I think you was like me, man. You was ready to understand, man. Like only goofballs change, they get a couple dollars in their pocket, man. And really, man, my grandma said this all the time. God rest her soul, man. She used to say, "You one day away from the worst day of your life."
That's facts. And you know you gonna have to. Normally, who you have to see on the worst day of your life is the people who you shit on when you thought you was at the peak of whatever you was doing. That's how they asked Muhammad Ali. Look now, you don't know. I don't know how true this is because it is a movie. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
This how you know Muhammad Ali's such a cold and full of himself guy in life, bro. That
Hmm.
motherfucker made a movie called The Greatest and starred himself.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. But I like, hey, I actually kind of prefer it that way because it's him playing him. He know what he was thinking and feeling in that moment. But of course, you're gonna have to exaggerate the shit. Like, remember when Dave Chappelle said, you know what I mean, in his documentary, how he was born and then he had the baby with like the 8 inch dick, and he was like, oh, he's gonna put somebody's eye out. Remember, they exaggerate like
Yeah.
shit like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
you got to take it with a grain of salt. But he said that whenever they wanted to draft him into the army, bro, that he basically told them that he wasn't gonna go. He said they he took the test.
Hmm.
Oh, I want to tell you this because I remember one time you was like, man, Ali was a draft dodger, bro. Ali wasn't no draft dodger, bro. If Ali was a draft dodger, then so was Jack Dempsey and so was Donald Trump. Nobody even talks about Donald Trump being a draft dodger. So he just used a ploy to not go to war because he was a minister and he was actually ministering. Every time he talked, he was saying the same thing that Malcolm X was saying. So he just tried to use that. There's no difference in Donald Trump using a deferment not to go. It's the same thing. People gonna use their resources if they don't want to go to war. Just be frank about it. Nobody want to die for no goddamn stranger. You die for your family. You don't die for no damn stranger. You know what I mean? So, but
Yeah.
he said that he took the test and he failed because they used to test you to
Hmm.
go to them, and he was illiterate. You know, he didn't finish
Hmm.
school and shit, so he failed the test. They looked at the name and reclassified him, and I'm like, ah, come on. See, the conspiracy is, and I'm not even big on conspiracies. I say
Hmm.
every conspiracy, I believe probably 2% of them, two
Hmm.
percent of every conspiracy, because it don't make sense. The facts don't add up to what they telling me. But he said that they reclassified him and then made him like he was good again. Like they reclassified. Okay, you good. Even though you failed, you good. And he like, what the fuck? And then he said on the day that they was standing in line, they told everybody to step forward, and he stayed back. And then they was like, all right, follow me. So he went inside the room, and they basically told him like, look, Ali, you'll never have to do a day in combat, so you don't have to worry about dying. We just gonna use you to boost the soldiers' morale, like we did Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis was there, and he was just doing exhibitions, and he was making commercials to recruit people to go to the army. This is why Ali even himself thought it was a conspiracy. So you
Hmm.
reclassified me, and then you're gonna get me to recruit other people to go to the army. Yeah, it's definitely I'm targeted at that point. Like, how would you even know to do all this stuff unless you targeted me? You already got what you want my job to be. So he thought he was targeted, but he basically told him, and this is just, like I say, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's in the movie, but he
Hmm.
said, "Sir, I just rather go to jail." He said because these same black people that you're using me to recruit, uh, and I'm betraying, like, okay, you gonna do this for me, and I'm gonna be where I'm gonna be up high, but I gotta see these same black people when y'all don't have no use for me, and I'm broke and in these ghettos. I'm gonna have to look at the same black people who I convinced to go to the war and get their arms blown off, and I just rather go to jail. That's the legend. That's the legend that he told.
Man, that's the same story Herbert Muhammad said. So I would agree with that. That might be close to it because Herbert Muhammad said the same thing. And people don't realize Herbert Muhammad was Elijah Muhammad's son. Like, this a story for another day, but to think about the people that came from Elijah Muhammad, man, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, man. Like you just think like people. Muhammad Ali was talking like a doggone like a professor, man. If you ever watch this, that's the thing. We don't got that now. You got the boxer talking like Malcolm X, man. Talking about love, writing poems, writing like doing seminars, man. Like people forget Ali was doing seminars, man, for like 3 years, man, without no formal education. Like it's wild, man. I'm about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate you, man. If you go live, I'm gonna be in the chat with you, my brother.
All right, bro.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. It's your boy BBO Boxing. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate everybody showing love. And I'm out of here. Peace.
Let's see. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video. Put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, shit, they alright, but we a little rougher. Stepping for the title and facial rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video. Put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is